Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Vidane TV. A little bit of Tuesday night action here for you. It has been a minute since we've seen TCM on track, getting the old cobweb shaked out here the week before the TCM 300 right here live on Vidane TV. Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the broadcast booth. We do, in fact, have word that we may very well be joined by Ashton Reiki here, depending on how qualifying goes here. 41 drivers making the call here tonight, or answering the call here tonight at Lanier, and this is going to be one heck of a show. 41 drivers buying it out, trying to get into qualifying positions. Heat racing action, kicking things off, and Chisholm going to kick off things in front of the row, or in the front row. Kahan and Libby in row 2. Murphy and Burke. Cunningham and 6. Jim Brown and rounding out the field here. A couple of heat races, a little last chance qualifying action as well, and then 125 lap feature on the docket here this evening. And oh, by by the way, a little bit of doubleheader action coming up here tonight. Canadian CarPlex Racing Series coming up at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to be running monsters. Don't even have to change the channel. We're doing it live here on the main flag live, just like that. We are racing. 87 car Danny Chisholm up in the front already. Got John on. And no caution for that. We have another couple of cars. Looks like Monaghan and 6 car pointed in the wrong direction. And we've heard Tim before the race got kicked off here. Before the festivities got kicked off. Trying to get up out of the way of the leaders here. This is going on the outside. A little bit lenient with the cautions here in the heat races. We want to get all this racing action out here too. So we want to make sure that we get everything all the time that we can. Single car spins, things. Like just kind of set it back to the plan. If it doesn't involve anybody else or doesn't involve the racing crew, or in back. Oh, that was 6 car. There, 6 up on the outside wall. Taking another car up. What are we doing? In the right direction. This guy's got it figured out. Got a little bit of breathing room here as we cross the stripe for 7 to go. And some Ryan Libby, that driver. They're going to be coming back this Thursday night on the main TV. There's a 6 car, but Conrad Murphy in the 89 car, rounding out the top 3. And Troy Burke in the 01 car going to be the top 4 drivers. That's going to be everybody else going in to the last chance qualifier trying to make 125 here. Just living up in the top. With rubber on back there, you see the 83 principal trying to make magic happen. Got a little bit of work to do. A couple of cars pointing in the wrong direction towards the back. Roy Lewis in 22, Scott Neas having some issues as well. Jeff Brown and machine back there in 9th, John Hahn in 10th, and John again in 6 car still trying to get the handling taken care of on that race car, trying to get up, trying to hold on to him, trying to keep the car loose, maybe making it here. We're 3 laps to go here in this one, and as we cross the stripe, you know, lots of mistakes here in this first race. First of all, I believe it's and just picking them up, putting them down, Ryan Libby having a great one as well. 6 car, doing very good. Conrad Murphy further on back, Nancy O'Connor has a little bit of a problem. It's like 83 in front. Up in the back problem, back of the bumper, but it doesn't look like he's going to have enough time to get there. Got to the bumper, didn't quite get it. There's a little slide on action for Nancy. Race gets to the show, as does Libby, Murphy, and Murphy. Heat race number 1 already in the book, and we're lining them up on track for heat race numero 2. And you can see that everybody getting lined up. Ryan Messer going to be pacing the field here in this very second heat race. Mr. Fortin in the 013 going to be starting in P2. The 88 of Caden Tuff starting in P3. The familiar 41 car of Jason Goss, he's going to start P4. Brandon Lively in the 70 machine going to round out the top 5. Other NEP drivers, Zane Farrell in the 14 car going to start P6. Chris Walsh, Quentin Carpenter, and Patrick Cadell going to round out 9 cars, answering the call for heat race number 2. And you can see the iRacing pace truck already down and away. The lights are off. We're going to get racing pretty quick. Pick them up, put them down, and get ready to rock here. 25 laps on the market here. Trying to be live and interactive here throughout the evening. A little bit under the weather, so you might have a little bit of dead air here. I don't want to call it dead air. Might have a little bit of extra time to crank it up here in the broadcast. Live and interactive. We're on Facebook for Tim's Corner Motorsports Main TV. We're over on Twitch, Strictly 94, and we're over on the Main TV YouTube page. So be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and share all that good stuff. Let your friends and family know that you are watching some entertaining iRacing action right here live on the Dane TV. And you can see here now, everybody lined up 2 by 2. That pace truck getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn down to the safety. Green flag flies once again from the start. The 1 car, Ryan Messer with 13, not giving up too easily. Going to slide lap. Whoa, big wiggle there for life. He holds on to it. What's the cause? Position all the way back down to 4. You can see Goss kicking around on the outside. Going to bring 81 as well. That's actually going to be Jake Farrell around the outside, trying to get around the 70 car. Speeding set sights on a top 4 finish. As you can see up front, these 3 drivers don't want to have themselves a race, as you can see, bumper to bumper between Messer and Tufts. Laps to go here in this one. Man, oh man, we are racing here at Linear, and it's going to be a blast watching 125 laps here. And since Score Motorsports, talking to him, oh, we got a car sliding up to the outside. I believe that's 14 car. Trying to hold on to it. Tires might be a little bit slick on that one. He's in a lot of positions. You know, we've got Tufts. Messer may very well have had a connection issue. Definitely some connection issues there for the one car. You can see having a little bit of a struggle when it came to Tufts. Lead, it looks like, as we may very well have had our leader drop connections. That's definitely a tough break for Ryan. That's a look at that paint scheme on double zero. That is a fantastic paint scheme for Caden Tufts. Jason Goss a little bit further on back. He's got a hornet's nest in behind him. Jake Farrell all the way up to P3 in that 81 car right in behind his 13 car. And those are the drivers that are going to transfer to red now. Tufts, Goss, Farrell, and Ford. Brendan Hyde is right in the mix, though. That 70 car is there. Carpenter is there as well. And you can see Patrick Patel further on back, but still up in this one. The popsicle sticks in the air. Big time wiggle for Quentin Carpenter up on the outside wall. Gets a little of the Cadell action as well. A little piece of that car as well. But white flag, a white rag flies. And that double zero car, Caden Tufts, is showing that he is going to be strong all day long. As he comes in to turn 3 and 4. Barney in the flag stand waving that checkered flag. Give that trophy to Mr. Tufts to come home with a heat race victory here. Jason Goss finishes in second. Zane Farrell is upside down, and he finishes third. And Ford in the 13 car going to transfer into this one for finish. Brandon Lively rounding out the top 5. Patrick Cadell, Quentin Carpenter, Ryan Messer rounding out the drivers that were on the lead lap as we get ready for heat race number 3. You can see these drivers getting ready to line them up once again on that front straightaway. Ashton Tucker, Craig Tully going to be up in the front. Tully in a new number. How about the Tulsa Electric number 50 car? And Ashton Tucker in that familiar white and red number 2. Mitchell Montgomery in the 12 car, all black in that machine. He's going to be starting P3. Danny Fitch with that very, very loud Mountain Dew car, that 29 machine. He's going to start P4. Brandon Newhouse and Corey Casagrande, a couple of them drivers, they're going to be running 5th and 6th. Aiden Christensen, Aiden McDonald, Ashton Rickey going to round out this one. Looks like Mike Rhino in the 34 car may have missed his start on this one, but this is going to be heat race number 3. You can see we're all lined up 2 by 2, and we're getting ready to go racing once again. Little heat race action from Lanier. Green flag in the air once again. Ashton Tucker with a great start down on the inside line. Craig Tully trying to make that high side work, trying to hold on, but he's got a hard charger right in behind him with the 12 car of Montgomery. How about that 24 car deep into the corner for Christensen? Holds on to that transfer spot right now, but for how long? And you can see he's already gained 3 spots in that 24 car up to P4, and that was all on the first lap. So there you can see Craig Tully moving on into the back bumper there of Ashton Tucker. Going to try and get every piece of the racetrack that he can. You can see right down on that yellow line, the shortest way around this racetrack. And Craig Tully doing everything he can to stay on the back bumper there of that number 2 car. You see a little bit of a battle in there behind them between the 12 and the 24. These top 4 drivers, you can throw a blanket over top of all 4. Brandon Newhouse in the 5th position. He wants to get a little bit closer to the action, wants to try and beat one of these guys, get around him, see if he can get himself a transfer spot into the 125 here tonight. Ashton Tucker, though, up front. He's got that second place driver at Craig Tully, Mitchell Montgomery, Aiden Christensen, the top 4 drivers. Holding on to the transfer spot right now. Aiden McDonald a little bit further on back. You can see he's all over the back bumper there of one of the drivers. You can see Aiden McDonald well. Danny Mitch trying to get around. Lots of chrome cars, and like I saw the Red Sox Racing and Marketing sticker on the back of it. That's got to be a lot of that paint scheme is so pretty. That is a good looking paint scheme there. Mr. Corey Casagrande in 18 here tonight, and he's running P8, and well, here's Ashton. He's holding on to it. That's a good looking car. Ashton's doing a good job getting around the apron here. But Ashton Tucker up front and picking him up, putting him down. 5 laps to go as these two drivers thunder on down into the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. They're going to be coming up on a little bit of lap traffic here in the flank here. So we'll see if that does, in fact, change things up just a little bit, or are we going to have enough time to get there? 4 laps to go. A little bit of smoke there on the racetrack, but doesn't look too harmful there. Hayden Christensen moves up one more spot into the spot, gets around Montgomery in the 12 car. Brandon Newhouse still trying to close the gap just a little bit. Not quite enough steam to get up into the top 4 right now, but anything can happen here in the final 2 laps. Turns 3 and 4, Ashton Tucker and that 2 machine off the track just a little bit on entry, but he comes right back down. Brett Tully all over the back bumper there as we get the white flag, white rag, last lap here in this race, the third heat race here of the evening. We're going to be taking these drivers into the 125 lap feature. There you see it, Tucker, Tully, Christensen, Montgomery. They're going to be the 4 drivers that transfer on into this one. Brandon Newhouse finishes P5, Danny Vitch, Corey Casagrande, Ashton Ricky, and round out the top 9 drivers still on the lead lap. And we may have mentioned Mike Rhino in that 34 car missed the call, didn't quite make it out to take the green flag, so not going to be racing here tonight. But we got ourselves a 4th heat race now. Richard Drake, rational Richard Drake, in the 141 car, going to start P1, and right outside of him the 38 car of Travis Roma as we get these drivers lined up here 2 by 2. Brett Myron in the number 10 car going to start P3. Dylan Black in the 08, he's going to start P4. Craig Kenny in the 90 machine, he is going to start 5th. Nicholas Noggle in the 8th is going to start 6th. Rounding out the field, we've got Gage Gilby, Rick Owens, Terry Duguay, and Keith Ward in the 17 machine, another NEP driver jumping in on this one. Going to be trying to knock the cobwebs off of the TCM 300 next week. Big time sim racing event here live on Bedane TV. We've got Netflix on Thursday, TCM live tomorrow night. And oh, by the way, doubleheader here this evening. You got some Mazdas and Lime Rock coming up after this 125 lap feature here tonight. Do not change that channel. We're going to be racing all on it. Lights are off the iRacing pace truck again, lined up 2 by 2 all the way through. You can see National Vision there in the 141 machine, the 38 of Roma up on the outside. Lots of familiar paint schemes throughout this field. Great to see TCM back on track, back in the Bedane TV airwaves, and there you see green flag flies once again. That pace truck driver got his up dog and a coach. National Vision Drake sets sail off into turns 1 and 2. Second in the lead for Richard Drake as he's got a little bit of gap there between he and Travis Romo. Kenny machine, all sorts of, well, he's parking in victory lane. That number 90 machine, a single car incident. We stay green. Richard Drake still has that 3/10 of a second lead over Travis Romo. Brett Myron and back. Those 4 drivers are right where they qualified. They're going to try and hold on to that top 4 and see if they can get themselves 5-lap feature. Oh, car up into the outside wall. I believe that's the 8 car. Oh, wait. It is. He is going to. They're going to have to call a caution for that one, it looks like. He is upside down and not good. And there, in fact, is the very first caution flag of the night. See the 08 car. We're going to call for a tow. Not going to be winning this heat race, but 7 laps to go. We're going to get the restart with about 4 or 5 laps to go. Richard Drake, all 141 so far here if he catches up. Back of the pace truck. Quick cautions here in these heat races. Lights already off. We're lined up 2 by 2, getting ready to go racing once again. Going to take that restart with 5 laps to go in this heat race. race. And you can see the pace truck going to dip off onto pit road. Green flag flying. Once again, the 141 doing everything he can. Make sure to pull that car up in the front. Roma slipping back just a little bit. And you can see he's off by these top 4 positions. There are 5 cars going for 4 spots. And 5 cars going for 3 spots because Richard Drake has kind of set sail here on just 3 tenths of a second. Kind of has a little bit of room to work with. They get single file straightened out. See Keith Ward pointed in the wrong direction on the 56 machine. And that is a tough break for him. Terry Gay rounding out the field here, trying to get around the 67 car. You can see trying to get up towards the front. Dylan Black, though, holding on to that 4th spot as we go around through here. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks plenty up the flag stand. Richard Drake, Travis Roma, Brett Byron, and Dylan Black going to be the top 4 drivers. These guys know that it is definitely something to behold to try and get into one of these future events here for Tim's Corner Motorsports. As we take the white flag, white rag, once again, the 141 car leading all the laps in this race so far, coming into 3 and 4 for the final time. And he is going to take that checkered flag. Travis Roma right in behind him. Brett Byron and Dylan Black going to be the drivers to make this one. Gage Gilby, Terry Duguay, Keith Ward, Greg Krause going to round out the top 8 on the lead lap. And a big wreck there for the 08 of Nicholas Noggle. And another wreck for the 98 of Greg Kenny on lap number 2. So those drivers not going to make this one, unfortunately, but still a lot of racing action. They'll be able to check it out here live on Vidane TV. I want to again thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, and we are doing ourselves a little last chance qualifier here. Chris Roma, Brandon Newhouse going to start on this one. Actually, this might be a heat rate. Nope, this is in fact a last chance qualifier, so I believe we're taking the top 4 in this one. But Chris Roma going to start up on P1. Brandon Newhouse on a 3 car going to start on the outside. Colin Boudreau going to start P3 with Danny Vitch in that Mountain Dew car we've seen multiple times here on Vidane TV. He's going to start P4. Brody Lewis in the 22 machine. That's going to be the Exalta. We'll throw back to Jeff Gordon. I think Gordon ran that main scheme once or twice before he retired. He's going to be starting that 22 car P5. Corey Casagrande going to try and get up in this one, starting P6. Ashton Reiki, Scott Negus, Aiden McDonald, John Gahan, Jeff Brown, and Mike Rhino going to start the 12 drivers starting in this one. Looks like Mike Rhino's still not able to make it out on track. Not making the call for this one. So 11 drivers in this one. Take a peek and see how many. We got 20 laps on the road on the docket.
That's why I'm here. I figured you'd pull me up. We're taking 4 from each of these consoles.
Taking 4. So 24 car fields for the feature here tonight. Shaking the cobwebs off for next week's big TCM at 300. The lights are off once again, 2x2 all the way through. Roma, Newhouse, Fitch, Boudreau. They're going to be the 4 drivers that are going to be defending those top 4 spots. Heard it from the boss man himself, Tim Terry, jumping on in to let us know we're taking 4. 24 cars going to duke it out for 125 laps. Flag in the air. We've already got about 3/4 of the lap done. Chris Roma going into 3 and 4. Brandon Newhouse right in behind him, a little bit further on back. Big wiggle there for the 833. He holds on to it, gets all the way down on that dotted yellow line. Danny Mitch right in behind them as well. I'm looking really quick in that Mountain Dew machine. Ashton Reiki is headed in the wrong direction. Tough break for the 136. Awesome looking paint scheme. Wing Nut Productions there on the back. It looks like he's going to hold on to it. Caution flag. Going to fly in this one for the second time here this evening. Good clean racing here at Lanier. That's what's always fun about these super late models. These things are super tough. They are built to race, built to race and built to be raced. And it's always cool to see these drivers kind of beating and banging on each other. And sometimes the outside wall, sometimes on the steering wheel when the car doesn't do what you want it to, and all sorts of different things. But everybody getting up to the pace truck, lights still on in this one, and we're doing these quick cautions here, which is always fun, always a good thing to do here in TCM as we get right back to the racing action. We try and keep all the as much green flag racing as we can here on this one, but we made mention before. Live and interactive. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on Facebook. Be sure to give us a like, a subscribe, a share, all that good stuff. We got a lot of racing action coming up here in the next 7 days. Doubleheader here tonight. TCM kicking things off here with the Lanier 125 at 10 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Right after the show, we're going to be doing the Kartplex Racing Series. They're going to be jumping on in and joining us here on Bedane TV. Little Mazda's action at Lime Rock Park. That's going to be a fun little show there. 60 minutes of racing on the clock. TCM Live tomorrow night. Neps on Thursday. And right back here for the TCM 300 qualifying shows next week. Do not want to miss any of them. Get subscribed, get liked up. We will let you know when we go live. Green flag in the air. Roma has a lot of the U-House machine in his mirror. Brandon U-House, the 03 machine, trying to close all the way up. He gets right up to the back bumper. Going to try and cut the corner just a little bit. Tries to kind of meet apex that corner, and the YRD number 03 right on the back bumper there of the 83. Backs up just a little bit. The drivers going, trying different lines on the racetrack. You can see U-House gets in there just a little bit higher on that time. This is what the drivers are seeing. They're dealing with a little bit of that sun glare as they get into the corners, all the way off the throttle, and hard back onto it. You aim for that outside wall without trying to hit it, and you do the very same on the other side of the racetrack as well. Now, he's doing everything he can to try and get himself an LCQ victory, but definitely wants to try and at least make sure that he's in the top four. Four drivers will be transferring on into this one. Roma, U-House, Rich, and League is currently the top 40 to the 39 car. Holding on to it. Clubs has got a hard charging. John Gahan, the 116, right in behind him. Already getting 4 spots here in this one. Well, 11 laps into the 20 lap LCQ. Bertie Lewis a little bit further on back in that 22 car. They're not out of it just yet, but they definitely need to get going now. 8 laps to go here in this one. There's the 833 machine. Aiden McDonald right in behind him with that Chrome machine. Ashton Rinke, I believe, is a lap, 2 laps down there in the 136 car. Still showing that he's got himself a strong car. And you can see Jeff Brown in at the 9th position in that 29 machine. Up front, still Chris Roma holding on to it. He's got himself out a second lead over Brandon Newhouse, who's now got a back bumper full of Danny Hitch. Still strong in that 03 car. In the Danny Mitch right in behind him. 39 car holds on to the transfer spot right now with 3 laps to go. Pay attention, John Gahan, 4 spots gained. One in P5, and he is all over the back bumper of the 39. He knows if he can get around that driver in front of him, he's going to make the big show here tonight. 125 laps on the docket, going all the way down on the inside, down on the apron, spins across the nose to the 39, doing everything he can. A last Hail Mary effort to try and make the show, and unfortunately did not work out in his favor. But man, oh man, you can't fault him for trying. Crossing the stripe, though, going to be Chris Roma in the 83 car, taking home the victory. Brandon Newhouse, Danny Mitch, and Scott Negan's going to be the 4 drivers that are racing with us here tonight for 125 laps. Now we're going to find out who the final 4 are that are going to make the 24 driver field, 24 car field, as we've got our second LCQ race here. 13 drivers fighting for 4 spots, and they're going to be chasing down Brandon Lively in the 70 car. Gage Gilby going to be starting the 125 in P2. Patrick Goodell there in P3. Terry Duguay in the 14 car starting P4. Quentin Carpenter in the 16 ride going to be starting P5. Lord Spotting Services, Keith Lord Machine, going to be starting P6. Ryan Messer, P7. Greg Polk's going to be in the 67 car, back in P8. Chris Walsh in the 18 car, P9. Nicholas Noggle going to be rounding out the top 10. Matthew Barkhouse in the 15. Craig Kenny and Joe Mon, again, going to be rounding out the 13 drivers, again, fighting for the final 4 spots here in the main event, the big show. the 125 lapper here at Lanier live on Vidane TV. Down and away, green flag flies, and the 70 car gets the jump that it needs. Lively jumping on down into one turn from 1 to 8. He'll be in the 24 car. Got everything single file there, single file for the front threes. They're a little side-by-side action for that P4 spot. Ryan Messer has already gained 3 spots in that set of corners. Off to the P3 spot. You can see gets right in front of Patrick Bell. Slides up with the low nose. He's going to set his sights now on those top 2 drivers. Look at this dogfight back here. Or the 17 machine action. Very well. Mistaken. Chris Walsh right in behind there. 6 and 18 car. Everything he can. Trying to set the sights on that P4 position. That's what that holds on to it right now. Very easy to see. Bright green, bright blue race car. You can see these drivers racing real hard, trying to get up to the top 4. Sideways action for the lead. The leader spins out. The 70 machine of Brandon Lively spins out. The entire field gets by. Doesn't look like there's any damage on that 70 machine, but man, oh man, the damage has been done. And you can see you're going to lock them up there down on the front straightaway. Take that thing back out on the racetrack, looks like. So 70 machine having some issues there. And you can see, oh, big time hit. Patrick Adele, he was the P4 driver up into the outside wall. And that is, in fact, going to bring out the caution flag here in this second LCQ race. And these drivers doing everything they possibly can to try and get everything they can out of these race cars to try and make sure that they race in the feature event here this evening. And we'll take a quick peek here, the U-House Racing Designs instant replay, to find out exactly what went on with 933 car. As you take a peek here, just gets a little bit out of shape up the racetrack a bit. There comes the 56. Looks like a little bit of contact there, pushed into the outside wall. A couple of cars involved in that as well. That's definitely a tough break for those drivers involved. You can see the 933 going to pull it down into the pits, maybe get some damage repaired, and there we see it. Messer up to the front. Gage Gilby going to be running P2, Keith Ward in 3rd. Matthew Barkhouse from almost shotgun on the field, as a matter of fact, shotgun on the field, all the way up into P4. Has himself currently a transfer position, so that's definitely good news for the 15 camp. They are holding on to it with 13 laps to go, and this one just very quickly approaching halfway. Taking the top 4. Top 4 drivers go on to the main show. They're going to join the top 4 drivers for 4 heat races, as well as the first LCQ. 24 drivers fighting it out, duking it out. For some bragging rights here. So they knock the cobwebs off for the big TCM 300 next week here live on Vidane TV. Still time to register. Get over on the Tips Corner Facebook page, as well as tipscorner.ca, and take a look at all the information on the TCM 300. Get yourself involved in this one. You do not want to miss it. And if you're not involved, well, hey, join us on Vidane TV. We'd love to have you live interactive broadcasting as we do. Man, oh man, how about that one car? Ryan Messer has himself a half a second lead as we cross the stripe to the halfway marker. And this one, Keith Ward right in behind him with Matthew Barkhouse. That's a couple of names we don't see driving side by side very often, but that's what you get here on Vidane TV. You get a little cross-up action, and there's a little cross-up action in behind on the 90 machine. Greg Denny, big wreck in the heat race earlier on, and has some damage on the front of that one. That's going to be a tough break for the 90 machine, as well as the 70 of Lively involved in that one as well. Take a quick peek here once again at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. And we'll see what brought out this caution. We kind of caught the tail end of it just a little bit, but it looks like a couple of drivers just going for the same piece of real estate on this one. And we'll pull up the instant replay here. There you see it, focusing on the number 90 machine. We saw him get a little bit out of shape there. You can see up in the 24 car, 24 spins. Looks like the 24 was in fact able to hold on to it. There you can see a couple of drivers getting involved. Lively gets involved in that one as well. So the caution flag flies once again in this one. And all these drivers chasing down Ryan Messer. The lights are still on in the iRacing pace truck. Ryan Messer, Keith Lord, Matthew Barkhouse, and Nicholas Noggle holding on to the transfer spots right now. They've got Terry Duque, Chris Walsh, Greg Brown, Joe Monaghan, Craig Kenny, Brandon Lively, and Gage Gilby still on the lead lap in this one. We're going to take the restart. 5 laps to go. And again, we're taking 4. Taking 4 into the main show, the big show here. 125 laps on. We're at Lanier, live on Vanade TV. Great restart for both of those drivers. You can see Keith Lord drops back just a little bit on that outside line, and Ryan Messer is gone. Matthew Barkhouse is following on through down on that bottom side. Lord doing everything he can to try and get down on the bottom side, but Nicholas Noggle was there before that door closed. These drivers side by side now, a little trade and paint action between the 08 and the 56. Nicholas Noggle going to hold on to that position as now Lord has Jerry Duque up on the outside wall trying to make that happen. Brandon Lively up on the outside wall once again. We stay green, it looks like. Keith Lord holding on to that spot. You can see Terry Duque trying to close up onto the back bumper, but not quite there. There's a good run as he comes out of the corner. Not quite enough of the action. You can see racing action all the way around this racetrack. Off the base, that's going to Gage Gilby. Up front, still Ryan Messer, still the 1 car. As we come out of turns 3 and 4, we cross the stripe and take that white flag, white rag. Ryan Messer looking up very strong here. 6 spots gain. Matthew Barkhouse with 2. 9 spots gain. Nicholas Noggle, 7 spots gain. That's going to be your podium finishers here tonight as Ryan Messer takes off the checkered flag in the final LCQ. Matthew Barkhouse, Nicholas Noggle, and Keith Lord making an appearance in the big show here tonight. There you can see Terry Duque finishes in 5th. He's going to be watching here live on the Vanade TV. Greg Brown, Chris Walsh going to be rounding out those drivers, and it is main event of the evening time. And we want to again thank everybody for tuning in here live to Vanade TV. Little coverage action at Tim's Corner Motorsports, a special event. We're using this one to quote unquote knock the cobwebs off. Big TCM 300 next week here live on Vanade TV. Some qualifying shows, the LCQ. There is so much racing action happening here on Vanade TV in the next 7 days. You do not want to miss it. Give us a like, a subscribe, a share, a follow, all that good stuff. We will let you know when we go live. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the broadcast booth, and we're going to see if we can see. I can see him kind of coming up the stairs. He's not happy, but he does have a corn dog. He doesn't have a second corn dog for me, unfortunately. But Ashton Ricky, what happened, bud?
Oh, we were just out having fun. Not a big deal. We always have fun at these great events, and jumped into the spotter stand for the 08 of Nick Noggle, and we got him in the show.
That's good news there, and better news there. Ashton Ricky going to be joining us up here in the broadcast booth, and Tim knocking on the back door. Man, it's great to see TCM 300 time once again. We've got the great Black Friday sale on iRacing.com, 25% off. How do drivers get involved in this one? Is it too late to sign up?
It is not. I just mentioned to the guys in the drivers meeting that if we do not have 35 entries by Friday, we're going to condense it into a one-day show. We're at 24 right now. And I'll correct you because we did the World of Outlaws show last night. Black Friday, 50% off new memberships, 25% off reactivations or renewals of 12 and 24 months on the iRacing Black Friday sale. It ends December 1st. You can head to iRacing.com for more information. Apparently, I did a World of Outlaws show last night that I had to run that promo about 5 times, Paul, so I'll help you out on that a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to the 300. We got 24 registered. It should be a good show Friday, December 9th. Hoping for a few more, so if you're out there watching, get signed up, timscorner.ca/TCM300. We're getting ready to grid this one. This one should be fun. We'll see what happens here. Linear always puts on a good show, and so far, so good for these guys.
Yeah, some great clean racing action throughout the evening here tonight. 4 heat races, couple of LCQs, and man, oh man, 24 drivers battling it out for position here, Ashton. And these cars are a handful to drive. It looks like they're fun to drive, but definitely a handful. What did you experience out there in the little bit of time you were on track?
These are not my favorite cars. They are a lot of horsepower for not a lot of weight, and you get on the throttle out of especially on this track, you get on the throttle out of the corner, and it just wants to go around. They're a handful. I don't know if fun's the right word, but they're a handful.
It's always cool to get the driver perspective up in the broadcast booth. You can see the lights were already off in the iRacing pace truck. You saw the starting grid go across your screen there. This one's going to be led by Danny Chisholm, very fast in that 87 car, and Caden Tufts in the 00. Pace forward is the 88, but looks like the wrap is a 00. Beautiful. Pardon me, paint scheme on that 00 car. Rational Richard Drake there in P4. Ashton Tucker, we saw those guys do battle earlier on in the heat race. Ryan Libby, NEP driver, up in the top 5. Jason Goss, the pace truck heads down to the safety of pit road. We are Green Flag Racing, starting lap number 1 of 125 on the docket. Here live on Verdane TV. You're listening to Showtime. Paul Strickland Jr. and Ashton Rickey earlier on in this one tried to make the show, but well, still technically made the show, just in a different element.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still here, and I think Nick said it the best. Nick said I did better as a spotter than I did as a driver, so he got me up on the podium, just not in the seat.
Well, now I gotta ask: were you spotting for yourself, or were you spotting for Noggle? Because that would explain the driver.
Well, I was spotting for Noggle. I mean, he's one of the pro stock guys that we sponsor over here in Nova Scotia. So when he jumped on, he's actually got a broken wrist. He broke both bones in his wrist, and he still decided to make it out to run the race tonight. So he just missed a wreck there too.
Yeah, that is not that is a tall order racing injured, especially. I don't want to say especially, but everybody says, oh, it's just a video game. It's not. These drivers all using steering wheels and pedals. And they're set up on their desk. They've got their snacks and their zoom zooms and their wham whams, their drinks, all this different stuff. And
oh yeah, and his setup is almost identical to what it would look like inside his actual pro stock. So the wheels, the full size, the force feedback, and everything is all the same.
So still having the physicality of driving a race car. There you can see a little contact between Roma and the 01, and there's Black in the 0 car, Vitch in the 29. There's nowhere for those drivers to go. That racing group blocked down on that bottom side. Going to give us the first caution here in the main event on lap number 6. We get everybody closed up to the back bumper there of the pace truck. Lots of racing action coming up here on Verdane TV. We had mentioned earlier on here tonight, doubleheader action here tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Right after this one, yeah, there might be a little bit of a gap. We might have to watch some highlights or something to take us up to the start of that one. Kartplex going to be the Canadian Kartplex series going to be making their debut here on Verdane TV. Going to be racing for 60 minutes. The Mazdas at Lime Rock Park. That's going to be a lot of fun. TCM Live tomorrow night, episode number 82, I think, 83. 80-something, lots of different episodes in that. NEP comes back to us. We're going to be racing with them on Thursday night. Liberty Racing Series, they're going to be coming back. A little doubleheader action next Tuesday night with the TCM 300 qualifier. 500 miles at Daytona, a legit Daytona 500 here live on Verdane TV next Tuesday night. Before we get there, we got to finish the racing action here tonight. Danny Chisholm trying to make quick work of this field, and as you can see, he pulls away over Caden Tufts by about 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, that the racing's tight all the way back. You see them too wide still. I'm curious to see again. I mentioned it the last time you and I announced together, if that outside groove will come in. I'm always interested to see, and I'm a dirt guy, so the track usually widens out as the race goes, and I'd like to see it here today too and make it really interesting as there's another wreck on the front stretch.
A little bit of calamity there on the front stretch, but it looks like we stay green. Everybody keeps it pointed in the right direction, and that's good news for Chisholm. He's starting to hit it marks and really pull away by a little bit. It looks like Caden Tufts is able to really close in on the exit of the corner. So those two drivers kind of pull away just a little bit. You can see Tucker in the number 2 car with their white and a red paint scheme for him onto that podium spot for right now. And the highest running NEP driver, going to be Ryan Libby in that 46 car running Rational Richard Drake. Rounding up the top 5, Craig Tully pointed in the wrong direction. Looks like he's got it parked there in Victory Square. Nope, that's another racetrack. He's going to get that thing going, grab it here. The local racing on the route as well. Stay green.
Yeah, those single car spins, as was told to the drivers before, we're gonna going to try and not throw the yellows for those. As much as we want to help every driver, if we did that, I don't think we'd get a good green flag run in anyway. So we try and spread it out a little bit.
To make mention of lots of discounts coming up here with Black Friday sale going all the way through December 1st. Still have yourself a couple of days to get that 25% off any renewal of 4 months or 50% off for all new members. Every single one of these race cars that you're seeing on your screen, if you're not familiar with iRacing or Sim Racing, these drivers are all racing on their computers. They've got steering wheels, they've got pedals all hooked up. Some of these guys have real life sponsors on the race cars. You see a lot of familiar paint teams as well, and a lot of familiar drivers. You can get out there and run. There's pro stock guys, there's Bandolero drivers in here, and there's all sorts of different, you never know who you're going to run into in the iRacing world, and it's great to kind of sit back and really make the ties between real racing and sim racing.
Yeah, and I think that's the really cool part is I always bring it up, and in a little private race that we were having, Nick and I ended up beating him, and I always bring it up. It was just a fluke. I don't know how I got ahead of him, but I always tease them. I get to race with the pro stock guys, even though I'm just a track photographer. You've got a champion out in front in Danny Chisholm right now, Aiden Christensen, another amazing up and coming driver. It's cool to see them all in one race.
Holding on to P5. He's trying to chase down Ryan Libby. Libby, one of the drivers coming over from NEP. They race with us here on TV on Thursday nights. This Thursday, no different. Racing live in the NEP series. That series very similar to Tim's Corner Motorsports. There's just a lot of real racing drivers, real race car drivers in there, track officials, crew guys, you name it. Somebody in there. They've all got their real paint teams on the car. There's another NEP guys in Fairland and in the real world. 81 late model here tonight. Chris Roma right behind him. Matthew Markhouse, 10 spots gained. That 15 car is bad fast. Anywhere we see that Markhouse machine, we see him up towards the front. Not the best qualifying effort here tonight, Ashton, but man, we saw him drive his way all the way through that LCD race, and he's up in the top 10 now. 10 spots gained.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that was in the same last chance qualifier as Noggle, who's up in the 14th spot already. Just dropped to the 15th, but he was one of the guys that I was telling Nick, just get on him and follow him. He knew he was fast, and I knew he was going to the front, so with Nick starting as far back as he was, I got him up there and just told him to follow Barkhouse, and you'll be all right.
And that's one of the cool things of racing with 24 different drivers on track. That's 24 different styles, 24 different ways of getting around the racetrack. By almost a full second now. There it is, a full second over Caden Tufts picking up and walking away from this one. These drivers, they're looking out the windshield, the virtual windshield, and they're seeing what the guy in front of them's doing. That guy in front of them is in front of them because they're faster. And that's a good opportunity to go to school and kind of see what you can do better, what you can do to get around them. Libby giving us a perfect example on that one. As he goes down low, listen to how quiet that car is coming out of the corner all the way off the throttle. Holy cow, I thought the caution flag came out.
Yeah, no, like I said, like getting up on the throttle, you see him turn a little right coming off the corner there. It's really a fine line as to too much throttle and giving it not enough and losing the position. But I think Ashton Tucker kind of let him go there. There's still a lot of racing to do, and Ashton Tucker's smart, full-time Pro Stock Series driver here out east, and I think there's some strategy there.
Not sure what these drivers plan on doing for pit stops here, especially if there's any green flag pit stops. That's going to be something to keep an eye on as well. And you take a peek here out the front windshield of Caden Tufts off the throttle. That is astounding to me. And hammer down for about 3/4 of a second, and then right down slow, turning the hard left and keeping it down on that line for 1.4 seconds now. The gap between our leader Chisholm and Tufts in the 88 car, the 00 car, and Libby right up in there in the mix as well. You can see he got around that number 2 with Ashton Tucker. He is trying to close up onto his second position. And oh, by the way, International Richard Jake still hanging out in the top 5. Good luck for 141 Laker News Sheet.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll go back to the on-board cams a little later, and you see a little bit of right-hand turning off, and as the run goes, you'll see a little bit more, and they might not get onto the throttle as early. They're already late to the throttle, and like kind of hear what I was doing wrong clearly now.
It's one of the reasons I'm up here in the broadcast booth, because I think driving race cars and I'm full throttle, and I usually end up into the outside wall. So that's these guys know what they're doing here at this one. And Chisholm really starting to walk away with another couple of tenths, 1.7 seconds. Yeah, you can see Libby putting on the afterburners. He's going to try and get around the 0-0 on the outside.
Yeah, he's almost a crossover move to the inside here. He's looking inside. Caden's going to have to give him that spot because he had a great run off of that corner.
Side by side now, the 0 up on the top, the 46 down on the bottom side. Lots to say, still a lot of racing action to go. I'm going to tuck into the tire tracks. I'm going to study you now. I'm going to see how you're quicker, how you're getting around this race. It's so cool to me to be able to sit back and watch the different styles of racing. Let's look at the side-by-side action. Speaking of the high side, Ashton Tucker in the outside of Rational Richard. We got ourselves another two-car tango battling out for that fourth position.
Yeah, he was almost dirt tracking up there. That was my kind of line. Get it up there with the wing on the top of the car and just throttle down and get out of the corner. But I don't think it works with these cars.
No, it's hard to race a pavement late model on a paved track with dirt style. I've tried it myself and it doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, again, that's why we're up here, right?
100%. Jason Goss taking a peek down low. A couple of drivers we haven't talked about too much this evening. Jason Goss in 41 taking that spot from Aiden Christensen there in the 24. The 24 going to close the door on Chris Roma in the 83. How about that? Matthew Barkow still marching up towards the front. He's gained another spot, running P9, and he's knocking on the door now.
Yeah, when Caden shut the door there, Aiden Christensen shut the door, it made Roma check up, and that opened the door for Barkhouse to get underneath him. And I want to see if Roma's putting a battle on up there, though. It's almost like that top side's maybe clean enough to be able to run a few laps up there.
And you can see kind of running in the middle of the low groove there, not really giving enough room for Barkhouse to make any kind of moves there. But you can see pulling ahead just a little bit in the 15 car. I think it's going to happen this time by going to try and slide up, not quite enough room there. You can see it's still running from that 83, but there you can see the 81 car of St. Farrell. He wants to be a part of the party. He's up in the top 10 as well. Ryan Messer in the 1 car had a great run earlier on in the race as well as the LCQ. He is, he races. Ryan Messer trying to get into the top 10. Conrad Murphy right in behind him, the 89 car. Brett Myron a bit further on back, but still in this one. Mitchell Buck up to this 3-car tangle himself, controller Travis Roma, the 38 machine. Dylan Black still on the lead lap of the 08 car, or just Steve Yoakum, just a 0. Troy Berg, Brandon Newhouse, Nick McDonald, there's 3 cars, 4 cars, 5 cars battling out, the 39 car of Scott Negus, Danny Mitch up in the mix as well. And there is the leader, right in behind, the 87 car of Danny Chisholm. He has come up on lap traffic here on lap 15.
Yeah, this is where the strategy really comes into play. You can see he's faster, and he knows he's faster, but you got to pick your battles. There's the door open, you got to also look, he might be going to the inside of the 03. You don't want to put yourself 3 wide and get yourself taken out from such a good lead he's got already.
A little bit of contact between Newhouse and the 87 car, but they keep it pointed right, and it's still flat racing. But this is tough. A lot of times when you come up on lap traffic and drivers by themselves, they might give you a little bit of slack and let you go on around. These guys still battling for position, and they want to stay on the lead lap as well. So a lot of these drivers are not going to be laying over on this one. A little bit of a battle there between the 29 car and Fitch. Fitch right now, the first car 1 lap down. Danny Chisholm really setting a blistering pace here. And you can see he's already lost about 3-4 tenths of a second to Libby. He's starting to close the gap just a little bit, but he's going to be coming up on this lap traffic as well.
Yeah, and because that lap traffic has already gone a lap down, because they see that that's the leader, they might be a little more lenient with the second place car, which ends up a little more frustrating for the leader because he worked so hard to get by them.
And you can see kind of picking those spots off one by one. They're side by side up in front of him, and Fitch kind of trying to follow him on through. He wants to make sure that he stays the first car 1 lap down in case that caution flag does exact flag. You can see he's going to get around Troy Burke in the 01 machine, the 87 now on the back bumper. I believe it is Nick Thomas, the 08 car, back in 18. He's going to go 1 lap down. A little bit of trade paint there, but that's fine. Both cars are flats. Not really going to show up too bad, I don't think. But Danny Chisholm does a great job. Gets through this lap traffic here, about 5-6 cars right in the pack, and that's a little bit of breathing room now out in front of him before he gets to the next one.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think the 08's going to, or I should say the 8 is what it says on the screen there, but he runs the 08, is going to put a little bit of a fight up with the 29, so that'll make him work a little harder to be that first car a lap down.
Again, those drivers battling it out for position. You want to be the first car one lap down in case the caution flag flies, but relatively clean racing throughout this one, working lap number 60. Only a couple of quick little incidents to start the evening off, but they've been clean and green for the most part of this one. A couple of cars.
There's the yellow.
Oh, there's the yellow. That commentary, I've been listening to it and watching football for the first time in 10 years. Oh, the commentary curse. It's not a real thing. It definitely is.
Absolutely. Once again. 100%. It's just like that. What is it? The S word in hockey. You don't say shutout when they've got a shutout going.
Yeah, 100%. Because well, then somebody scores. But we'll take a look. We'll find out what's going on here in the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. A couple of cars off pace. A couple of cars in with some other cars. And I'll just back up the old tape here and see. It looks like a little contact between the 10 and the 24. And we're going to try and do this quick because I got a feeling we're going to be taking a peek down on pit road here with some of those drivers. There you can see there's a little bump ski from the 10 into the 24. And gets down to the bottom side. Everything good. And well,
there's a little how do you do on the front stretch for the bump in the corner.
Yeah, that's in the wrestling world they call that a receipt.
Yes.
So a little bit of a disagreement there on the track. A handful of drivers down on pit road. It looks like about half the field. Ashton Tucker, Caden Tuff, Zane Farrell, Ryan Messer, Mitchell Montgomery, Dylan Black, Keith Lord, Troy Burke, and Drake Tully going to be down there as well. So this is going to be interesting because everybody else that's still on track, 10 drivers staying out, Chisholm, Libby, Drake, Goss, Barkhouse, Roma, Murphy, Roma, Noggle, Christensen. Those guys are all on 60-lap old tires, and everybody coming down pit road looks like they are, in fact, going to be taking 4 tires and Sunoco race fuel. So this is going to be interesting. You're going to have a lot of fast cars in the back of the pack trying to cut up through the field and get themselves up to the front.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. I was trying to watch Noggle to see if he was going to go down along with Roma and Murphy, and he's going back now, I believe, because of the lucky dog. So he has to go back to the tail end of the field anyways, but you mentioned the tires, which is going to make me wonder as to why he didn't go down pit road, because unless he was saving, is it possible? I don't know if you can save that much on such a tight track.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of drivers skate around this one. See, everybody's starting to get lined up already 2 by 2. If we can get a better shot there at that pace truck, see if the lights are still on. And the lights are still. So we're still getting everything sorted out in this one. Everybody trying to figure out where they go. And looks like a couple of drivers might have got caught a lap down on pit road. As looks like 13 drivers right now.
Yeah, Tucker's now a lap down in 21st.
Might have been a little damage on that one, and it's just taking these pit crews, these late model pit crews, a little bit of extra time to get those 4 tires on there. Lights still on, the pace truck, get everything sorted out here. So Chisholm up front, Ryan Libby P2, Rational, Richard Drake going to be P3, Jason Goss going to be P4, and Chris Roma going to round out the top 5. Just kidding, Matt Parker's going to round out the top 5. That 15 car's coming. Started P20, almost shotgun on the field, way out there in no man's land. He has driven around 15 cars. He is in the 5th spot right now. Chris Roma doing something similar in that 83 car, 12 spots on the evening. Couple big movers here in this one. Green flag flies on lap number 69. Nice.
And a great start by the 87 of Chisholm and Libby. Stayed right with him, tucked down right as he could. And Drake right there again. And the biggest mover, Barkhouse, as they go 3 wide.
Oh, no, up to the outside wall. He brings the 83 machine. Caution flag flies here on lap number 20. And that was a big hit. It's the 83 car on the apron. I think that was just to avoid a little bit of an incident there. But we'll back this up, and you can see the 83 car gathering back up in the field. We'll take a peek at the U.S. Racing Designs.
believe it was the 41 that was upside down. Yeah, it's the 41 that was upside down at one point.
Yeah, that is a couple of hard licks in this one. You can see a little side-by-side action between the 83 and the 89. Conrad Murphy down on the bottom side, focusing on the brake car up in 3 wide, and it's like the 89 gets up before the 41 spins there, and oh man, big hit for the 89 and 39. Packs in there as well. Jason Goss, a big hit for him. We'll back that up one more time so we can take a peek at the 41 car. Almost, you may mention, almost all the way upside down. There's the contact. Tries to straighten it back out, but hard into the outside wall. Big time damage on the front and on the back of that race car. So, tough break for Goss in the 41 car. And he's going to try and stay out on track and see what he can get here. But back up front, still Danny Chisholm, Ryan Libby, Richard Blake, Matthew Arkhouse, and Conrad Murphy going to be the top 5.
Now, I believe that does give Danny Veach. Was he the one that was the first one on the lap down? So does he get the lucky dog, or do we have to complete a full lap?
I am going to go out on a limb and say that Danny Veach is, in fact, going to get the free pass here on this one. I think.
So all that hard work of following the leader through the pack there earlier on there, and unlucky to be behind Nago when the first yellow came out, he's got it now, so hopefully he can work his way back up through that field.
75 down, 50 to go in this one. 13 cars still on the lead lap. Should be 14 once we get Danny Mitch around to rejoin the field here. And there you see the 87 and 46. They have been side by side on these restarts almost all evening long. See, I am racing. The pace truck has the lights off. They've been doing really good on the outside line, but man, great start by Chisholm. He's gone.
Yeah, when Chisholm does that and he gets that jump, though, it does give that opening to Livy to get right down right quickly. And he sticks right with them, even with the big jump from Chisholm. It's amazing that Libby stays with him.
Lots of experience up in the top 5 here, and there you can see Barkhouse trying to make that outside work, trying to get around the Ratchet over Richard right there, 141 car, 0. Tough sit behind him, 3 drivers going for that podium spot. Still cannot get over how many spots Matthew Barkhouse has gained. 17 spots as he scored in 3, but just barely. Richard Drake edges him out just a little bit, gets a little bit of a tap from the old car in behind him. These drivers want that podium spot. They're going to do everything they can to get it.
Yeah, oh!
Oh, big hit. Caution, no caution. That's going to be a caution. Nago involved in that one. Down to the St. Fairly, down the pit road to avoid the calamity. But man, oh man, that was a tough hit.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I know they got into it at first there. Tough got into him, but good on Tough to back out and let him collect it. And what a save by Rational Richard. I don't know how he saved that.
Yeah, it definitely could have been a whole lot worse for wear. We're going to do a little drone action on this one for the instant replay, the U-House Racing Design instant replay. A couple of drivers coming down pit road. Matthew Barkhouse going to be one of those drivers, as well as Jason Goss. But take a peek here at the 141 of Irrational Richard Drake. You can see hard racing for that podium position. There he is. 45, 50 degrees sideways. There's some contact. Oh, Zane Farrell was forced down the pit road there. There's Nago getting jammed up there. U-House and Roma playing some bumper cars. There's Danny Fitch in the 29 car. And we still are able to drive away. So a couple of drivers getting some damage. And there you can see a couple of damaged cars mid-pack on back. Ryan Libby going to give up his second position to come down pit road. So Danny Chisholm out front. Ryan Messer now in P2. He's gained 16 spots this evening. Conrad Murphy going to slide up into P3. Caden Tuff P4. Aiden Christensen going to be in the top 5.
Yeah, with all the yellows, I think what Libby just did here was a really good strategy move. If he pits now, everybody does have to pit and get either tires or fuel at least. And if he goes now, he's one of the faster cars. I really think he's playing the strategy right.
Give him a little bit quicker times, a little bit quicker, fresher tires than the rest of the field here. Going to give him an opportunity to really put down some good lap times here and try and get up towards the front. But one of the things we got to keep in mind throughout the racing world, real racing, sim racing, and the like, everywhere in between, cautions, usually green cautions. We're seeing that here tonight. We had ourselves about a 60-lap green flag run, but now we've had a couple of quick cautions here with multi-car incidents. So it's going to be something these drivers really want to, especially the guys with the fresh tires that maybe trapped the lap down. They're going to want another long green flag run to kind of close this one out, because it gives them an opportunity to really utilize those fresher tires, and it also almost forces the guys that have to come down from fresh tires to pit under green. So you do lose a lot of time when you pit here under caution. You lose even more when you pit under green.
Yeah, and I think that's what Libby was thinking was, Tim will be on the radio now telling these guys to calm down. There's still lots of racing to go. And if that's the case, then Libby will be able to work his way up through the pack and, like you said, force these guys to essentially pit under green.
There goes the pace truck once again. Beautiful sunset out there in the distance. Danny Chisholm. Great restart in the 87 car. Ryan Messer all over the back bumper now. That one car showing that he wants to get himself up into the front gate. Tough in the 00. They're going to be racing for that podium spot as well. You can see the bright orange glove for Ryan Messer. Wheeling back and forth, hard left, hard right, trying to get everything he can out of that car. I believe that's Aiden Christensen now on the bottom side. Check on that. Off the pace, but caution trying to sneak out. Green flag. Oh, contact! The old one car doesn't quite have enough to hold on to it, and our leader pointed in the wrong direction here on lap number 89.
Yeah, I think the 88, I guess it's the 00, got into the inside of him there. I don't know if the door was open or if there was just a slip up there.
Looking like the one car wanted to get, it looks like it might be a connection thing here. We'll have to take a peek here at the U-House Race Designs instant replay. Going to focus in the side-by-side battle between the 1 and the 7. You can see it looks like the 87 might blink out here on the high side. You can see the car takes a position. There you see, the blink out doesn't really matter. A little contact between the 0 and the 1 car. One car getting the worst of it. Not too bad on the damage, a little bit scuffed, but that track position. It's going to give these drivers an opportunity to come down pit road. Danny Chisholm, Conrad Murphy, Brett Byron, Nicholas Noggle all come down pit road.
Yeah, absolutely. The blink out probably is a distraction, no doubt, from being in the driver's seat. When that car blinks on the outside, it's where'd he go, and then he's back all of a sudden. So it does get to your head a little bit, but I don't think that had anything to do with the incident there.
All these drivers racing from their home computers or their computers that they've got hooked up in the race shop or wherever they may be. And, well, with the internet and technology, sometimes you get a little bit of a hiccup. But take a look up front. It's been a bit of a mix-up, it looks like, with these pit stops. It's Richard Drake now in the lead with the 141 car. Aiden Christensen right in behind him with the 4 machine. Matthew Barkhouse going to be in P3. Travis Roma, Ryan Libby, Zane Farrell, the top 6. Mitchell Montgomery, Ryan Messer going to come all the way back out on track in P8. I believe he's got fresh tires on that car, so that's going to be something to watch. Conrad Murphy there at 9th, Danny Chisholm, Ashton Tucker, Caden Tufts, and Scott Negus rounding out the top 13. Scott Negus in the 13th position, first car, 1 lap. The lights are off in the official pace truck, and we're getting ready to line them up. We're all lined up here. We're going to take the green flag here on lap number 95. A little bit different mix-up up front. 141 versus the 24, and it's all 141. Richard Drake with a phenomenal restart. They're side-by-side and behind him. Matthew Barkhouse wants that spot. He's going to take that spot. They're 3 wide for 3rd.
Big wreck. That was a hard hit for the, I believe it's the 38, the yellow car on the outside there. That was just I think that was just hard racing. The Barkhouse 15 had a run on the start there, and I think Christensen wanted to get down, and it just caused a little bit of calamity there.
Cautions, breeding cautions in this one late in the going of the 125 lapper, and we'll back out to U-House Racing Design instant replay. And you made mention that it's just hard racing here at this one. You can see these drivers are 3 and 4 wide, trying to get to the front, trying to get a little TV time for the sponsors and try and get themselves a little shout-out action there as well. There's some plan. You can see the 24 all the way up the track, 3 wide, living down on the bottom side. Roma there. There's some contact between Roma and 24. Jake Farrell gets the piece of it as well. Tully gets by just barely in that 50 machine, and it looks like everybody's able to hold on to it and keep it going in the right direction. But, man, oh man, it's getting late in this one here, Ashton, and these drivers know it. They want to get up towards the front.
Yeah, we're approaching lap 100 here, and 25 to go. It's almost a sprint for these cars, and all the little bit of give and take that we had on that long 60 green flag lap there, there's no more of that. As you saw, Barkhouse, he saw the door open, he put his foot in there, put the nose in there, and you don't back out at that point there, especially on a restart. Christensen being stuck up on the outside, fully understandable. He's trying to get down to the bottom and keep pace, try and be there at the end, but I believe all these guys at the front still have to pit. Are they okay for fuel?
Richard Drake may not be. 98 laps on this one, so he's looks like maybe 3 or 4 drivers that have yet to come down pit road. You can see Barkhouse and Libby came down 16 and 17 laps ago. Montgomery and Messer about 37 laps ago. Murphy and Chisholm just down about 9 laps, so a little bit of a mix up towards the front in the top 10 anyway as far as pit strategy goes. Roman Negus and Vince there, 10th, 11th, and 12th. They've all they're on the same set of tires as well as Christensen back in the 21st position, so I got a feeling, you made mention, they're going to have to come down. I know we've had a couple of cautions here. They'll be going, and this one's green flag flies again, but I don't know. I think they're still going to have to come down and get some service on this. We will see. Green flag flies once again.
And we see that again, and what we talked about Barkhouse, but I got to bring it up. Look who's out there in making a move for second right now. Libby, who we talked about pit earlier than all these guys, and we talked about the fresh tires and the cautions, and he's worked his way back up there with fresher stuff than Barkhouse, so you got to think he's going to make the move and take off with it.
Let's go in this one. They mentioned long green flag run to kick things off, and a couple of quick cautions here from the bounce halfway point on back. Ryan Libby doing a phenomenal job in that 46 car. Side by side with Matthew Barkhouse all the way up to the back bumper, having a couple of brakes a little bit, so he doesn't run into the back of Rational Richard Drake, and Garash doing a phenomenal job in that 141 acre news ride. Some big time damage on the left front, but doesn't seem to be slowing it down. He's holding on to that lead. You can see the rubber buildup all the way down the bottom of the track, up on the top of the track, getting loose, getting sideways, and these drivers, they want to come home with a victory here. They want to go into next week's TCM 300 with the bragging rights. And there you can see Ryan Messer now side by side with Matthew Barkhouse. He's look down on the bottom side, and here he comes Danny Chisholm in the 89 car, back into the top 5 with fresh tires. This is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that the guys that are in the top 5 right now, even Caden Tuft in the 6th there, they're going to have to start using different lines. The bottom is the fast line, but you know, everybody wants the bottom as they almost go 3 wide, and they're mixed up at the front here. That's just going to give Barkhouse the lead now.
Barkhouse up in the lead. Rational Richard Drake back to P6. They're still racing hard here. Craig Tully in the 50 machine. He is a lap down. He's still trying to get that lap back the hard way. As you can see, these drivers battling it out. St. Farrell trying to make the 81 car. How about that? Having a great run up to P6. And, Tully hard into the outside wall. Keeps it pointed right. Pretty wide behind me, or next to him. Richard Drake up there as well. There's field 3 as well. So they get it sorted out. 2 by 2 with 16 laps to go. This one, Ashley, these guys. Holy moly.
Yeah, there's no more give and take. It's all take. They're not going to leave each other any room. I feel bad for poor Rational. He got up there and he was leading for so long. I didn't see what happened. We might have to go back to that after the race and see the mix up there that ended up giving Barkhouse the lead, and Chisholm knocking on the door now. Chisholm with, again, fresher stuff. Barkhouse hasn't pit yet. This is just crazy.
Yeah, we made mention before we took that final that last green flag restart there. Richard Drake still on the original tires. He started this one. Kenny Chisholm, 10, 15 lap fresher tires, gets down around the inside of Barkhouse. Barkhouse gives him a tap, gives him a second tap. Gets up alongside him, little crossover action for the 15. He's not giving over. He is not moving over. The 15 car wants to hold on to the lead side by side with Chisholm, the 87 rather, up top, the 15 down low, and this is exactly what Tufts and Messer want to see. Side by side for the lead. Caden Tufts, the 00, right there in third. Closes in. Barkhouse going to take the lead. Chisholm, a little bit of wobbly there, and they're single file for the top 5, but for how long?
And I can't help to think that this is what we see at our local short tracks every weekend or weeknight. Whenever you guys race, find your local short track. These guys all do this in real life every week in the summer, and it's just as exciting as this.
100%. Definitely get out to your local short track. Man, oh man, it's great to see
Barkhurst around.
Zane Farrell hard into the back bumper of the 15 car. The 15 going to call for the quick tow. He is done skis for the evening. Here you see Zane Farrell trying to gather things back up. And man, oh man, we're going to have to take a peek at this one on the Unhaus Racing Design Instant Replay for sure. Hard racing in this one between the 15 and the 87. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that drone camera thing again. And take a peek at this one. Unhaus Racing Designs Instant Replay. There's the 15, the Xander Signs Mustang holding on to it. And these guys have been beating and banging on each other. There's a lot of crossovers, a lot of bumpers, and beating and banging. And here you can see there's a tap from the 87 that, well, it's just a little bit spicy. And it looks like the 15 car might have locked the brakes up on that one. So that's a tough call for that. But there you see it. The 15 car out of this one. Danny Chisholm going to hold on to the lead.
Yeah, that comes down to hard racing. As an official, I don't want to have to make any kind of calls in that relation, but that was just, like you said, the crossovers, the rubbing fenders, and that was just hard racing. I don't believe Chisholm meant to do that in any way. Chisholm doesn't race like that, so that's not his style. That was hard racing, and just a sad end of the deal for Barkhouse after driving up from all the way at the back at 20th.
Live and interactive here tonight. Going to get a green-white checker to finish here, looks like, to get things sorted out for this one. And we're going to take ourselves a little break after we talk to the top three and take a peek at the schedule, upcoming events. And that upcoming events is going to be led by the race right after this one. We're going to be doing Mazdas at Lime Rock Park, and we're going to be racing with the Kartplex series. They're going to be making their series debut here on Vidane TV coming up in about 45 minutes or so. That's going to be a lot of fun. They mentioned Tim's Corner Motorsports, Tim's Corner Live tomorrow night, episode number 82 or 83. I lost count. Tomorrow night, that's going to be a blast. Thursday night, NEP returns. And Friday, I think we're off Friday, which is kind of neat. But that'll be doing things live here on Vidane TV. There goes the pace truck. Once again, there's the restart from Chisholm. Getting shot out of a rocket, and Caden Tuff's going to try and tuck in his tire tracks, as is Messer and Libby there. Yeah, Bibby, as he's known by his friends and family and competitors in the top four, and National Richard Drake's still holding on to the top four.
Yeah, Richard got in a little bit of a scuff there and fell back to about 8th, and now he's right back up in there with all the calamity up front. Chisholm, I think, is just going to walk away with this one. He's coming to the white, or this to the checker.
Barney in the flag stand says this one is Dunsky. Danny Chisholm in the 87 car. From the back to the front a couple of times. He finishes where he starts in E1. Caden Tuff's going to round out the second position. Ryan Messer, P3. Ryan Libby and Richard Drake going to be the top 5 as Danny Chisholm. There you see him burning them down here tonight. Winner at Lanier. Take a peek here at the finishing order as we get things wrapped up. Danny Chisholm coming home with a victory in the 87 machine. Caden Tuff's going to be finishing that Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing Factory Team number 00 here tonight. Scored as the 88, but we saw the wrap. 00 on Caden Tuff's machine. Finishes second. Ryan Messer, P3. Just kidding. Ryan Libby going to finish in P4. Rational Richard Drake, solid recovery on 125 lap tires. He is going to round out the top 5. And man, great racing here tonight. And Tim, good show, I think.
Yeah, I think that was that could have went better than it did. It could have went a lot worse than it did, I think. Just to clarify, and I know a couple of fans that are out there. One of them watches all of our shows on the TV side, by the way. Thank you for that. You know who you are. Asked about the last caution. The caution was pulled for the 15 car that put the e-brake on in the middle of the corner. They had it all saved until that happened. So I know there was a lot of people upset, questioning what have you. That was the call for that one. Just throwing that out there for you. We're trying to get the top 3 in here. I believe you have Ryan Messer, though, if you want to pull him down, and Ashton can chat with him.
Yeah, Ashton's caught up. I believe you're down there on pit road with that number 1 driver, P3 finisher tonight, Ryan Messer.
Yeah, I'm absolutely down here with Ryan Messer. Messer, that was it was a hard-fought battle up to the front there. What did you see from your perspective?
Car would tighten up quite a bit on a long run. It was really racy on the short runs. There was a lot of good racing, but got up to the lead there and just got spun from that pretty quick. So car wasn't quite the same after that, but it was good enough to get back up there and get a decent finish.
The pit strategies kind of came into play with the guys that ended up finishing kind of in the top 5. Richard Drake went the whole race without tires. Did they make a big difference?
Yeah, the car completely changed for the better. I took just brights because I knew the way the pit road is here, it'd probably go a lot down if we took all 4. So I took 2, and that helped a lot and made it so I could get back up to the front. It went pretty good.
Well, I know I've seen you around the tracks here in the Maritime. I know you got lots of sponsors that help you out. Who helps you do this kind of stuff?
I'll give a shout out to my real sponsors, the Waterfront Pub and Eatery, McLaughlin Overhead Doors, Watkins Home Building Center, Cook's Construction, Thunder Lightning Motorsports, Wonder Muffler, Bumper to Bumper, Cabin Restaurant, Rec Auto, Kartplex, Excel Manufacturing, Northeast Distributors, Dana's Collision Center, Service Master, MC Hammer, Castrol, just all my family and friends that are probably home watching. Tim and you guys for putting the race on. It's always good fun.
Awesome. Great run tonight, and hopefully we'll see you at the 300.
Yep, see you. Thanks.
Back over to you, Paul. I think you're. Did you make your way down to pit road, or are you still up in the booth?
We're down, made it down the steps here from the little broadcast shack that we've got set up here to our P2 finisher, and it's going to be one of those age-old questions. Caden Tufts finishing second here tonight in the 00 car. Was it the car or was it the chrome?
I'm not too sure what it was. I mean the car. I mean, it was handling decent. I think I messed up with the steering ratio, putting it to 8-1, so it killed the tires in the early run. So I was just trying to manage the tires as long as I could there, and I pitted for tires, and then I got into Ryan there, and then I just got into him. That was completely my fault. My mic I couldn't get to work for some reason over the iRacing chat, so I wasn't able to claim that caution. So apologies to Ryan, and then but we definitely had a shot at winning the race. I think I thought I had another chance there when Danny got into Matthew, and I thought both of them were gonna go to the back there, but I guess only Matthew went to the back, and I mean we were able to pull off the second place, so I'll take it.
Solid run here, showing that 00 car definitely someone to mess with. Beautiful paint scheme on that car, by the way. Saw it all throughout the evening here live on Fidane TV, and lots of stickers, lots of sponsor on that 00 car. Who gets it done for you? Who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack and the real racetrack?
First I'd like to thank the iRacing team, Premier Racing Setups. They got you covered for all your setup needs. Use code TUFTS15 in checkout. Then all the sponsors, Bradwater Mortgages, Timberley Beverage Room, Gaswork Transfer, LBT Pallets, and I mean you guys for putting this live stream on, and Tim for letting me join this series and run a few races here.
Hey, Paul.
Yes, Tim.
We're gonna hear a lot of Caden Tufts because he's on the show tomorrow night.
Excellent. That's going to be a blast. And Tim, are we on episode 82 or 83 now? I'm back and forth on that.
It's
83, isn't it?
No, it's 82.
Is it 82?
Yeah, it is 82. But so Caden Tufts tomorrow night along with Tyler Doucette. And I got to double check with Colin Boudreau because I sent him an invite too. But that's going to be a busy show tomorrow night. So Caden gets to say all the checkout information and everything else in case you missed it. Caden, say that again because I know you went a little fast. Say that again.
What was that again?
Your checkout, your code for your checkout for your Premier setups.
TUFTS15. It gives you 15% off for all the setups over there. So if you're looking to go buy some, make sure you head over to prssetups.com and you can get yourself set up.
But your car number is 00.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have to get a 100% code for the people out there.
See you tomorrow night.
Yeah, sounds good. See you tomorrow.
There you go, Paul. That's Caden Tufts, and all that's left is the winner. I think Danny Chisholm standing by. Ashton?
Oh, I didn't know we were sending it back down to me. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess I get to talk. I get to talk to Danny myself then. Danny, great run tonight. First off, and what was your perspective after having to come back through the field to get back up to the front?
Yeah, honestly, it was going in the race. Just game plan was totally just to stay on the same set of tires, and I was thinking that there's gonna be too many cars on the lead lap to really make a pit stop and come out okay. But then the minute I saw all the cars that went down pit road on my back bumper, I kind of realized I'd made the wrong decision. So had to backpedal a bit and went back down pit road, put tires on it, and when I came back out and I was in like I think 7th or 8th already, I was like, okay, I think I got a shot. I can come back through, but it was still tough. Still had a lot of luck on my side.
Yeah, that early run there, you almost had. I think at one point you almost had a 2.5 lead. You get into lap traffic. What's going through your mind when you catch the back of the field and there's such a speed difference?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it gets really tough because your tires are worn out. You're not on new rubber at all anymore, so you really got to tiptoe, especially around this place because you're on throttle for so little amount around the corner. So yeah, like I was just trying to take it easy, not make any mistakes, and not get into someone that I didn't mean to.
Absolutely. So I know you got lots of sponsors in the real world, and that help you get to iRacing. Who do you want to shout out here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I got to thank everyone who's on the car: King Racing, King Freight Lines, Eastern Powder Coating, Ocean Playgrounds, my mom, my dad, Rolly and Judy, Corey Hall, Scott Hall, Scott McLean, of course, for everything he did the past year, and yeah, I think that rounds everyone up.
Awesome. I'll send it over to Paul or Tim. I don't know who's going to take over here. They haven't really filled me in yet, but they might have something for you.
It sounds like you're as lost as you were on the racetrack tonight.
But me, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm just glad I didn't take anybody out.
I'm glad you didn't either. Yeah, congratulations to Danny. Paul, that's going to pretty much wrap up our show, I think. Decent show considering it was linear, and we'll move forward. Tim's Corner Live. You got something, by the way, Tim's Corner Live tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, pack show. You've got something else later. You racing like Mazdas or something at Lime Rock, are you, Paul, or something?
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff coming up here in the next 7 days on Vidane TV, and about a half hour or so from now, don't close the stream. Grab yourself a drink, maybe make a sandwich or something. Come right back to us here at Vidane TV, because at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be kicking things off. We're racing Mazdas at Lime Rock Park. That's going to be a blast. It's going to be the Canadian Kartplex Racing Series making their debut here on Vidane TV. We made mention tomorrow night, TCM Live, episode number 82. That's going to be a blast with tonight's second place finisher, Caden Tufts. And at that one, Thursday night, NEP is back in the airwaves here at Vidane TV. Off for the weekend, and then we hit the ground running. Monday, we got some stuff going on, but Tuesday, how about a little doubleheader action with that? And oh, by the way, Liberty Racing Series coming back with a 500-miler at Daytona. Holy moly. Still have some spots open in that one. Get in touch with Liberty Racing League, on Facebook. Winner of that championship is going to be leaving with a wrestling-style championship belt. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and going to be some drivers duking it out here for that one. But we're going to take ourselves about a half-hour break here at Vidane TV. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to be doing it live from Lime Rock Park. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to race number 2. Little doubleheader action here live on a Tuesday night, live right here on Vidane TV. TV. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. joining us from the broadcast booth. Just off the cusp of 125 laps at Lanier with the super late models and the iRacing simulator. If you want to check it out, if you're seeing if you're looking on your screen and you like what you see, check out iRacing.com. Black Friday sale still in full swing up until, I believe, December 1st. New members get 50% off subscriptions, as well as anyone returning to renew 25% off. That's going through December 1st. iRacing.com. Let them know Vidane TV sent you. Well, welcome everybody. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the broadcast booth with some new faces to do a little racing here again on Vidane TV. The CarPlex iRacing Winter Series brought to you by CarPlex and Race Lab. A lot of drivers in these fields, and we apologize for the timing and scoring. It's a little bit on the wonky side because of how the names are set up in the league. We will definitely get that taken care of in the future, but unfortunately we're already here, so we got to run with what we got. Run with what we brung here. But these drivers all race at the Kartplex at Area 27. And man, I'm taking a look at the website now, and before we came on the area here, pretty neat little track. You can bring your own go-kart, you can rent their go-karts, you can do group parties, league racing, endurance racing, all sorts of different stuff. And looks like they got some cool t-shirts to send too. I'm all about the merch. So definitely check these guys out. Kartplex.ca. I might be preaching to the choir with a lot of the members of the league, but there's a lot of folks out there at Vidane TV that wanted to check out what's going on here tonight. MX5s here at Lime Rock Park, kicking off a 10-race season, and I do believe we're going to try and get all of those races broadcast to you live each and every Tuesday night right here on Vidane TV with a little bit of help from our friends still looking for some sponsors here for this league. And the Kart Canada iRacing League, new to Vidane TV, but it looks like they've been around for a minute, and some good clean racing so far in practice and qualifying. You can see there on your timing and scoring tower there on the left-hand side of your screen. That is each driver's best qualifying time, and essentially what happens, open qualifying, 10 minutes. These drivers get a chance to put up quick time, and that's where they're going to end up starting the race here. And we're not doing a lap race. We're doing time racing here tonight. 30 minutes on the clock, and whoever is on top at the end of it wins. It's a pretty cool little deal here with the road racing with the MX-5s, neat little cars here, and a good mix of real racing and sim racing. You'll see next to the number of the cars there on that timing and scoring tower an S or a K, and primarily what that means is which racing background is more their primary, whether it's the kart track, the Kartplex group, or if it is in fact sim racing. It's pretty neat to see. There's a lot of real kart racers in this race, and it's always cool to see. We do it a lot here on Vidane TV with TCM, Tim's Corner Motorsports, and the New England, Pennsylvania iRacing League, brought to you by Shift Marketing and Design. Lots of real racers jumping in the iRacing simulator, and lots of iRacers being able to race with real-life race car drivers. So, again, want to check this out, iRacing.com. The Black Friday sales going on for the next couple of days here, so you still got a chance to cash in on that. Just getting ready to wrap up qualifying here. About just shy of 3 minutes left in this one, and we're going to try and be live and interactive throughout the night here. We're live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, all over the place. And if you want to give us a like, a subscribe, a share, let your friends and family know you're watching a little bit of iRacing action here this evening. It looks like we might have had ourselves a little trouble with the Facebook live stream. And back up. YouTube is ready to rock and roll. Not quite sure why Facebook does that to us from time and again, but we'll make sure we get that back up and running for the 30-minute feature here tonight. And we did make mention live and interactive here at Vidane TV, so be sure to give us a comment there in the comments section. It's always neat to see all the fans out there tuning in, and a lot of times you'll catch some of the drivers out there as well. So they may not be texting and driving, but it's always something where you kind of want to keep an eye on that for sure. But under caution, I don't believe we're doing cautions here tonight, but it's always neat to be able to kind of chat with some of the drivers. Maybe they got into a big wreck and they can go in there. You get the first-hand experience. We're going to be talking to the top three finishers here tonight in the post-race show. Just really looking forward to that. We did mention lots of new numbers and names and paint schemes, and a brand new group here with Vidane TV in the iRacing world. And these guys coming from Kartplex.ca, Kartplex iRacing League. We made mention again, the K's and the S's there on the names and the timing and scoring. The K's means the driver's a kart driver, kart racer. So Everybody, a lot of these drivers, I would imagine, race with each other in real life, and it's cool to see how that transfers over to the iRacing simulator. So, some great, good, clean side-by-side racing so far that I've seen here in the final practice of the evening, and the final 60 seconds here of qualifying. So we're going to get ready to hit this one off with a bang, the very first time here on the Dane TV. And again, made mention, want to get these guys a little airtime, want to get them out into the world, and looking for a little bit of help from our friends to try and get some sponsors lined up, get these races broadcasted here every Tuesday night. 10-race season here, kicking things off for the Winter Series. It gives everybody something to do here while it's cold and racetracks are frozen, and weather's nasty. Just kind of sit in the comfort of your own home and fire up the iRacing rig and get on there and race with everybody that you race with anyway. So about 10 laps or 10 minutes of qualifying getting wrapped up here. Looks like the average lap, about 7 to 9 laps, drivers were able to make. And Alex Ho going to be coming into this one at 84, it appears to be, with the pole position in the 84 car, and that's going to be pretty cool to kind of hold on to. The very first time here on Dane TV, starting on the pole position. And you can see the lap times, 58.26 versus a 58.32 between first and second. So about a minute lap times around this one. Going to be great to follow along. We're glad you're here with us again here on Dane TV. And we are getting ready to get these drivers lined up. Drivers, the clock has hit 0, so everybody going to get around and finish up the lap they're on, cross that start-finish line, and see if they can best their lap time just a little bit to try and move up with a better starting position for the 30-minute feature coming up in just a few moments. There you can see the practice times on your screen. Valentin in the 161 coming home with the quickest time there, but 2/10 slower than the highest qualifying time there. You can see Alex Ho fast in practice as well. They're third in practice, and we'll get those names squared away there on the timing tower. It's going to be tough to follow along here. We understand that, but we are here for you. We're going to make sure that we get as much airtime here for everybody in the field as we can, and we made mention that clock timer, the qualifying timer, it has in fact hit 0. So these drivers just wrapping up essentially what would be their final qualifying lap. The 007 there, TODD in the 007, just wrapping up that qualifying time. And it looks like we are done with qualifying. So got to give these drivers an opportunity to get all lined up there on the straightaway of the racetrack. And this is a massive field. 34 of these Mazda X5s on the racetrack. This is going to be fun. They've last to drive, and it's a cool racetrack. Actually based right here in Connecticut, Lime Rock Park. So always cool to see that as well. There you see it. Alex Ho in the 84 car going to start P1 with a 58.263. Quick enough to get the pole here. Valentin going to start the 161 in P2. Row number 2 going to be a couple of Carters, Blake and Aiden, in the 44 and the 33. Right in behind them, Silas, another Carter, and Arthur in the 50 car, sim racer there. You can see the S versus the K there. 7th and 8th going to be Richard, and that's going to be TODD, I believe, there in the 007 car. Indeed it is. Starting P8, Sam and Chris, couple of Carters, followed by a couple more Carters. J Gortz 5. I'm sorry, I butchered your name. I apologize. I should have looked at that one. But the number 5 car going to start P11. Ken, a sim racer, is starting the 11 car in P12. And you can see everybody is just kind of lined up on the racetrack, ready to go for this one. As we sift through the starting grid, there you see Braden, the Carter, in the number 7, right next to Gray, another Carter in the 25. Braden, another Carter in the 22. How about that? Starting P15, Julian Swanson starting in the 16th position. Ryan and Ivanhoe going to start in 17th and 18th. David and Rafa will start 19th and 20th. And we'll sift through the rest of the starting field. You can hear everybody getting revved up. Stretch, racetrack, Robbie. There are so many cars in this track, and we are doing the standing start. Green flag flies, and we are racing here at Lime Rock Park. 30 minutes on the clock. Let's have ourselves some fun here on the Dane TV. How about that 84 car? Alex Ho getting off to an early start. 0.4 of a second the gap. You can see 3-4 car lengths pulling away just a little bit. That's Blake in the 44 car right in behind. already up a spot in that pink and blue. Looks like cotton candy. That's kind of neat. Valentin in the 161 are right in behind in P3. About 8 or 9 drivers kind of single file in a group up towards the front of the side-by-side action now. But this is one of the cool things about this racetrack and about these camera angles that we got here, pardon me, on the iRacing service here at Lime Rock Park. These cars are all over the place. These drivers are doing everything they can to get up towards the front. They don't have to worry about laps or anything like that. All they need to worry about is being as close to the front as they can be at the end of the 30-minute mark. And we're getting about 58 to 60 seconds per lap here. As you can see, 2, 3, almost 4 wide as we cross the start-finish line. They're head on down into turn number 1. There are a lot of drivers, a lot of cars, great car control. Awesome car control with some of these drivers. These guys are a lot of fun to watch already, and you can see tapping the brakes just a little bit. Oh, there's some contact between a couple of drivers. We got a little blink in action, but we'll get that taken care of. Richard's able to get away in the number 4 car. Aiden and Sam right in there with the 88 car as well. The 5 is in there. The 7 and the 37. That's TODD. We saw he was quick in practice as well. Braden Lawrence in the 7, right into the bottom of the top 10. The Chris is in there. A couple of Carters duking it out for position. That's going to be the 10. These guys all in the same cars, all in the same setups. So it's all driver here in this one. Man, oh man, these drivers putting on a clinic here in these monsters here at Lime Rock. You can see everybody racing very, very cleanly. Alexo still up front, has quite a bit of a gap now, over a second lead in that 84 car as we buzz around this racetrack. And there you can see that's the gap between first and second. It's a little two-way dance there for that second position as these drivers side by side for the moment, and then they get back to it. And we've got, apologize for the blinking issue there, not entirely sure what that is, but you can see the 161 of Valentin trying to close up onto the back bumper of Blake and see if he can get up to the front. Richard in behind him in the 4 car as well. The 5 going to round out the top 5. Bright green in behind there for the 33 of Aiden Carter. TODD right in behind the 00. That's going to be or the 007 car. Easy enough for me to say. Blue with white flames. Going to be fun to catch up and get all these paint schemes kind of memorized in for these drivers here in the CarPlex iRacing League. Bouncing off the rumble strips, hitting the bumpers, and holding on to these cars for everything you got. And I'm very impressed with these drivers here, top 10, top 15, really throughout the entire field. As it starts to get a little bit stretched out there. Alex O, we made mention, has a great lead over Valentin in the 161. The 44 Blake is right in there as well. You can see on the track map now on the right-hand side of your screen, these drivers all the way around this racetrack. Looks like the 26 and 27, or one driver down on pit road. That's going to be the position. We're going to change that to the car number. That way we can follow along with where your favorite driver is on the racetrack. And one of the drivers out front going to be Alex Ho. And the 84 car pulling away. About almost 2 seconds now. The gap between first and second. The second and third place drivers have spread out just a little bit. Still a little bit of a cushion in behind them. And they've got Richard now, the number 4 car, closing that gap on up. Working through minor technical difficulties here at Vanane TV. Try and get that blinking taken away. There's so many cars here on the racetrack, all the way around this racetrack, and sometimes it just kind of bogs our stuff down here at Vanane TV HQ. But in any sense, still some great racing going on in this one. Drivers really showing phenomenal car control here in these Mazda RX-5s, showing that they really are putting on a heck of a show here on Vanane TV. 5 minutes into this one, again, a timed race, 30 minutes on the clock, and these drivers know that they want to get up towards the front. They want to come home with the victory in this one, and they want to do everything they can to make sure that they come out on top. And you can see the 84 car still up front, showing some good lap times still as well. 58.7, a little bit slower than the qualifying times that we saw earlier on, but still not all that terrible here at this point. We are going to step away for just a moment here at Vanane TV, take a quick break. We'll be back momentarily with the action returning live here on Vidane TV. Rejoining the action on track, you just saw the 17 car pointed in the wrong direction as we kind of gathered through the field here. New leader up in the front as well, going to be the 161 of Valentin coming around the Alex Ho machine, the number 84. Blake is still in P3. Richard has moved up 3 spots to P4. T.O.D.D. running out the top 5. Jay Gertz 5, going to be in P6. Chris, Braden, Aiden, Rafa, and Bradona are going to be the top 11 drivers here. As we look around the racetrack, you can follow along with where your favorite driver is running. There on the right-hand side of your screen, we've got the track map. You can see these cars are peppered. All 34 of these cars peppered throughout the racetrack here at Lime Rock Park with 20 minutes, just better than 20 minutes on the clock here tonight. And again, you're watching the very first race of the 2023 season here for these drivers in the CarPlex Racing Series. And definitely cool to see a little bit of a mix between real kart racers, sim racers, and all drivers that have kind of raced with each other before on track in both iRacing and in the real world of racetrack. So always cool to make that combination. We do it a lot here on Vidane TV with all the different leagues we work with. And it's a lot of fun to get these drivers out on track. You can see Richard in the number 4 car trying to close up on that top 3 on the podium. Going to be talking to the top 3 finishers here tonight in the post-race show and find out what makes these drivers tick, what makes them get up towards the front. And around this racetrack here, a little off-track incident there, but looks like everything is A-okay. How about the 5 car there? In the 5th position, see he's got a Kart K in his name, so he's a kart racer there. Chris a little bit further on back, going to be in P6. Saw that white flame car, T-O-double-D, kart racer there. He's in the 007 Mazda. How about that? Right in behind him, Braden. 7 spots gained here so far for the 22 car tonight and counting, trying to get up towards the front. Aiden right in behind him, P9 in the 33 car, and Radon in the 68 machine. 21 spots gained, biggest mover of the race so far here in this one. Rounding out the top 10, Rafa's moved up quite a few spots as well. 9 spots gained for P11 for the 73 machine. There you see Dean right in behind him. How about 15 spots gained for the 87 machine? Doing a great job. Liam right in behind the 87 with the 14 car. 10 spots gained on the evening. Silas going the wrong direction, as is the driver in front of him on the track there. Tracing over there. Take a look at the landscaping. Silas dropped 9 spots from where they qualified in the 37 spot, but the car still looks relatively clean. No dings or dents on that thing. Still got a car to fight to go to battle here in this one. Ivan Ho, student driver. How about that in the 420 car? Very cool. Very cool to see. Oh, the 29 car pointed in the wrong direction. Oh, drivers have to scramble to get out around him, and it looks like he gets down into the grass. So that's good news for everybody there. Bad news for that driver. Going to lose a lot of track position, but looks like everybody gets away scot-free. Ryan in the 20 car. There you can see a little bit further on back as these drivers do a little beating and banging, a little rubbing. About a Wonder Bread machine, the 23 racetrack Robbie. A little off track. He's checking out some of the landscaping over there as well, but still doing very good. There you can see 26, Julia Swanson. Closing in on the right in the back bumper of the top 20. A little side-by-side action up in front. They must know they're on TV here at Vidane TV, making a little bit of action there. This is Reese's car, the 86 of Corey Richardson. Gray Mentos back here as well. And we made mention drivers all the way around this racetrack. 34 drivers answering the call here for this one. This is Braden Lawrence in the 7 machine as we go through the field. Willie Fisher. Here you see in the 29. A couple of drivers battling it out for position there. And this is where not so much the attrition breaks in, but you're focusing so hard that you start to break concentration a little bit. You might start to see some on-track incidents throughout this one. But there you can see back up front to our leader, the 161. Couple of car lengths over P2 there. Alex Ho in the 84, the 44 machine of Blake. Still P3, Richard and Jake Orts in the 5 machine, going to be the top 5. And just as we say that, Chris in the 5 machine, or the 10 car, side by side gets up, cuts across the nose there of the 5, tries to hold on to that position, but these drivers battling it out, duking it out. 4P5 want to come home. Whoa, a little sideways action there. The 5 holds on to it. But Chris is going to drop into the 5th position, and man, drivers beating and banging, and this is cool to watch. This is a lot of fun to watch. These drivers obviously very comfortable with each other on and off the racetrack, and it definitely shows in the style of racing as these drivers really putting on a clinic here with these Mazdas here at Lime Rock Park. Very first race of the season here, the 2023 Kartplex iRacing League Winter Series. The very first time we've seen these drivers on Vidane TV, so welcome on board here for the Tuesday night crew. Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the broadcast booth here for Vidane TV. And we're live all over the place. We're on the Vidane TV YouTube page, as well as the Tim's Corner Motorsports Facebook page, the Vidane TV Facebook page, as well as Twitch, twitch.tv/strictly94. Got to check that out too if you're into Grand Theft Auto or anything like that. But these drivers definitely putting on a show here for their debut on Vidane TV. We saw about 20 minutes of practice on the screen, 10 minutes of qualifying, and well, here we are, the 30-minute feature, and we're about to hit that halfway markers. We've got about 15 and a half minutes or so left in this one, and it's been great racing, good clean racing all the way around the racetrack. Again, on the right-hand side of your screen, you can follow along. That's going to be the car number in each one of those bubbles there, so you'll be able to see just where it is that your driver is running on the racetrack. And we do apologize for the timing and scoring tower on the left-hand side. It gives you the numbers and how far back they are, but unfortunately, he's got their names put into the first name field, so having a little trouble getting that displayed up. But we will definitely get that taken care of here in the future. And in the future. We want to see these guys more on Verdane TV, and we'd love to hear from the fans as well. Take a look at some of these drivers as we get around this racetrack. The top two, the Valentin machine of the 161 and the 84 of Alex Ho started up front. Drivers swap positions. Blake back here in the 44. We want to see these guys here on Verdane TV. Looking for a little bit of sponsorship help from our friends and family out there in the Verdane TV world. Just definitely shoot us a message if you want to get hooked up with these drivers. Putting on a heck of a show here, and definitely a very impressive schedule here coming up for the CarPlex Racing Group as we go around the racetrack here at Lime Rock Park. And we're looking about the leader is going to be crossing the stripe here, the 161 for crossing the stripe there for the 16th time. So looking at probably about 30 laps here in this one. You might see these drivers kind of back up just a little bit as the tires start to wear off. I don't think we'll see any pit stops here with these Mazdas. I'm not sure what they have for a fuel tank, but definitely be something to add into for sure. But really putting on a fantastic show. Next Tuesday night, we're at Okayama, the full course. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be December 6th. Doubleheader action there. That night, going to be running with the Daytona 500 for the Liberty Racing Series. So that's going to be a lot of fun. 500 miles at Daytona. And just a great schedule here. Muskogan on December 13th. December 20th, Charlotte Motor Speedway, running the Louisville, off for a couple of weeks for the Christmas, New Year's holidays, all that good start and all that good stuff. And then we kick things back off on January 10th with Oran Park, Summit Point Raceway, Tsukuba 2000, the full course there, Olton Park International, Lime Rock Chicanes. So right back here, a little bit different lineup. And then February 14th, Valentine's Day, the WeatherTech Laguna Seca going to be the final race of this season. So great to see 34 drivers out on track taking a peek. It looks like there's about 20 cars on the lead lap, and we may mention this is a timed race. We're not looking at laps. You can see the timer ticking off away there. 12 and a half minutes to go or so in this one, a little off track for the 161 as the 84 car gets back around and takes over the lead, and not quite able to get as far out as they were earlier on in this one. The 84 car definitely very fast, closing in on the back bumper of Braden Lawrence. You see there in the number 7 car getting ready. That's the last driver on the lead lap. But up in the front, still Alex Ho, Valentin, and the 161 44 Blake. They're still in third and still towing along the 4 car. There you can see a little bumper action there, speed bump action there. The 4 car up in the 4 for Richard. Right in behind Chris and the number 5 car doing battle there. There's a driver going to check out some lawn seat. There's T.O.D.D. in the 007 car. Braden right in behind. Braden at 68. 22 spots gained. How about that for the 68 car? Making their way through the field in a big way. Up into the top 10 and closing in on that 8th place position. So that's definitely a good run for that 68 car. Silas Martin right in behind with the 37. 73 Arafa. They're kind of by himself just a little bit on the racetrack. No cars in front, no cars in behind. Right in behind him with Sam. Oh, Sam right into the back bumper of the 111. It's a big hit. Big hit for the 88 car, but they are going to drive away. It's definitely going to be some engine damage on that 88 car for sure. It looks like it's handling still okay, so that's good news there. But man, that's a big hit between the 88 and the 111. That 111 car going to be pardon me, back in the 30th position. So struggling with the handling just a little bit, and that's one of these things that these drivers all running the same setup, fixed setup league here in Lime Rock Park. So this, and that's going to be how it is through the 10 race season. So that's going to be awesome to see. It really leaves it into the driver's hands. And a lot of times, myself included, drivers will complain about how the setup feels, how it drives, how if it's too tight or too loose, or whatever the case may be. But it's one of those things where every driver's got the same equipment, same setup for everybody throughout the field. So it's you almost have to kind of suck it up and drive it faster than 33 other drivers out on track. And these two drivers up towards the front, the 84 and the 161, really putting on a show inside of a show as they have not split up by more than maybe 4 or 5 car lengths as they race around this Lime Rock Park here in northwestern Connecticut, up in the quiet corner up there, right around Thompson Motor Speedway. Two drivers, you can see the 161 kind of taking a peek. Going to try and get around the outside, but a lap car is there, so going to have to try and tuck into the tire tracks, into the back bumper of the 84. Big shot to the 84. 84 now down into the grass. Got to gather it back up. You don't want to get too crazy on the throttle. You can see the 44 car of Blake gets on by, moving him into the P2 position. So that is a big hit for the 84. Just a tap on that back bumper will send you flying. Now you've got to get the cobwebs cleared out. You've got to focus on the race. You still have 9.5 minutes left in this one to try and close that gap. You're now 4 seconds back from the leader. And oh, by the way, there's the 44 car of Blake. Going to try and hold on to the P2 position. 84 going to dip down, take a little bit of a sniff of fresh air, tuck right back into the tire tracks in behind the number 44 car of Blake. And you can see just trying to be patient in that 84 car to try and get around, see if he can get around in second place. You can see a little bit squirrely up in front. That's going to be a scary situation. Get everything backed up. You can see it doesn't really even break the concentration of the 44, the 84. And oh, by the way, that's going to be the 4 of Richard joining this dogfight for P2. As a little bit of contact between the 161 and the 84 sent the 84 down into the grass and back into the third position. But there you can see getting around Blake in the 44 car. The 84 now back up to P2. But with all that racing action going on between the 84 and the 44, Richards joined the show in the 4 car, trying to tuck into the back bumper of Blake and get up and around and finish on the podium. We're going to be talking to the top 3 finishers here at the end of this one, and we'll be talking about the race, about their sponsors, and what kind of makes these drivers tick throughout real racing and kart racing and the sim racing, and some of the similarities and differences that we like to focus on here at Vidane TV. If you take a peek through out the field, they see Rafa in the P9, the number 5 car, up 4 spots in P7. Awesome seeing these cars, these Mazdas bounce off the bumpers like that. Really built tough. It's cool to see, and these drivers definitely taking advantage of how tough these Mazda cars are here in the iRacing Simulator, as they are definitely beating and banging, and, but cleanly putting on a heck of a show here in the iRacing world. There you see the 5 car off track just a bit, as is another blue car in behind. Xylus is going to get around. Xylus Bartman going to take advantage of that, move on around 68 right in behind Braydona. 22 spots gained on the evening, the biggest mover here so far tonight. So closing in on the final moments of this one, you can see the 161 really using that advantage. 5 seconds a gap between first and second. There you can see Alex O in the background, almost 5 seconds on back, has a couple of drivers in tow, Blake and Richard, the 44 and the 4, right in there with the 84. Chris in the 10 car, just outside the top 4. You can see the 10 is running 5. Braden in the 22 in 6th. 5 car, Silas in the 37 running P8, Braden 68 and 9th, and TODD rounding out the top 10. As it runs right now, 19 drivers on the lead lap. We're closing in 6 minutes, 45 seconds left in this one. And these drivers have put out about 23, 24 laps on these tires, on this fuel load. So I don't believe we're going to have to worry about pit stops. Definitely a possibility, though, in the sim racing world, as anything can and usually does happen, especially here on Vidane TV. That 161 has, in fact, checked out with 6.5 minutes left to run here. 6 seconds the gap between the 161 and now new second place driver, the 44. Blake gets down and around Alex Ho. The 44 going to now try and set their sights on the back bumper of the 161. Going to have to get around a little bit of lap traffic there, it looks like, and the 84 doing everything they can to try and get a little fresh air on the front of that Mazda to see if he can get around the 44 and up towards the front. So it's going to be a tall order to try and reel in that leader in the 161 car. 6 seconds, better than 6 seconds of the lead right now, but the battle for right now is going to be second, third, and fourth. Blake, Alex Ho, and Richard. Alex Ho and Richard, a couple of sim racers trying to chase down a couple of kart racers at the Kartplex racetrack, and great way to kind of get everybody together here in the iRacing world, the sim racing world. And while it's cold and there's snow on the ground and the weather isn't all that great, why not race from your home? It's nice and warm usually. Sometimes there's snacks. It's always a comforting thing to be able to hop on and turn some laps with your buddies from the real racetrack as well. We do that a lot here on Vidane TV. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. Little off-track incident up there. Looks like everybody's off of the racing move, so that's definitely good news there. But it's great to see. We got some cool stuff coming up here on Vidane TV. Sounds like a blown motor there for that car there. They're going to pull off track. Couldn't quite see who that was. Who that was TVB in the 111. Not 100% sure. We'll get the race officials to check that out for us. But 4.5 minutes to go here, and lots of cool stuff coming up here on Verdane TV. Tomorrow night, Tim's Corner Motorsports bringing us Tim's Corner Live, episode number 82. Caden Tuff's going to be one of the guests on the show tonight. Finished second in tonight's earlier race, super late model race here on Verdane TV. 125 laps in here. Lots of fun there as well. Thursday night, NAP, New England, Pennsylvania iRacing Group comes back for their race. And next week, we may mention Daytona 500 for the Liberty Racing League on Tuesday night, 500 miles. That's Daytona. Going to be the first 500 miler here on Verdane TV. That's going to be an absolute blast. But before we get there, we still have 4 minutes to race on track here at Lime Rock Park with the Kartplex Area Racing League. And we made mention you can follow along there on the right-hand side of your screen where your drivers are, where your favorite driver is on track. And oh man, these drivers all the way around this racetrack for this one. But 161 just using these final moments here in this race to really stretch out their lead. 7 seconds now, the gap between first and second as we take a peek here at the 44. Still holding on in second position, Alex Hodo right there on the back bumper. Richard is still there looming in the number 4 car, as you can see, trying to maybe close that gap just a little bit. There you can see a little side-by-side action. There's 10, the 10 car of Chris, and it's going to be Braden in the 22 right in behind, little beating and banging, racing each other hard but clean, so that's definitely good to see. We got 3 minutes to go, 3-minute warning here in the very first race of the 2023 Winter Series, and made mention that these drivers trying to get up towards the front and do what the 161 is doing. Pull that lead, now 8 seconds the gap, and you can hear that car as it gets lighter as the fuel load burns off, really able to rip around those rear tires, and you can see it's very, very comfortable in that one. Let's do a little onboard action with our leader as we take a look from the cockpit of that RX-5 and show you what the driver's looking at here on this one. Lots of bells and whistles on the inside of the screen, the car, and the inside of the cockpit, rather. A little grass action off the bumper just a little bit. 2.5 minutes left to go. And you can see, great shot here. It shows what gear these drivers are in. You can see really sawing on the wheel to hold on to it. Not as easy as it looks. It's light little race cars muscling them around this Lime Rock's a 1.5 mile road course here across the stripe. Going to probably get maybe 3 more laps in this one. That's the way the iRacing timer works. Once we hit that 0 mark, it essentially gives the 1 to go for the leader at that point. So we'll see what goes down. But 2 minutes, 2-minute warning left in the Kartplex season open here, and you can see Valentin in the 161 dealing with some heavy lap traffic. Doesn't really need to worry about it too much though, because there's an 8-second gap now between first and second. Blake in the 44 car still holding on to P2, and it looks like Richard in that 4 car, patience all evening long, has moved Richard up to P3. Alex Ho back into the 4th position. Braden in the 22 was able to get around Chris in the 10. That battle was for 5th. A little bit further on back, you see that 5 car running 7 to 68, still gaining. Oh, the 5 car, that's actually going to be TODD in the 007 car, off track, pointing in the wrong direction, but 1 more spot gain for the 68. Radona putting the total to 23 spots gained on the evening. You saw 007 there of TODD back in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 so far is going to be Sam in the 88 car. But back up front, 60 seconds to race, and the 161 of Valentin just has to basically hit their marks in this one. 9 seconds is the gap between first and second. Blake struggling, it seems like, with the lap traffic just a little bit, but Blake also has a couple of drivers battling for position. You can see Richard in the 4 car has moved up to that P3 spot, but Alex Ho wants that position back, and these drivers are going to be battling it out to try and see who's going to talk to us after this one as a podium finisher. 30 seconds left to go. We made mention it's all going to come down to timing in this one. Wherever the 161 crosses the stripe here, we will, in fact, get a white flag. We'll get 1 to go here, depending, either this time by or next time. Going to be next time by, it looks like. We're going to cross the stripe here with 15 seconds to go. So we're crossing now. I believe that's going to be the 2 to go, depending on how iRacing wants to score it. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. I believe next time by, we're going to get the white flag, and then we'll get the checker So essentially, when we cross the stripe, 2 laps to go for the 161 here. 30 minutes on the clock. That clock has expired, so we're going to get the white flag as we cross the stripe here. And it's going to be 1 to go in this one. Phenomenal race throughout this one. There you can see the battle. Oh no, the battle! The 44 car, big time into the 4 car. A couple of drivers, they've been battling in the top 5 all evening long. Blake and Richard get into each other, and they gather it back up. Oh, big time contact for the 44 car as well. Alex Ho going to move in to the 2nd position. That's going to move Richard in the 4 car up to P3. But they're all still going to be chasing the 161 out of that final turn. Going to cross the stripe. We may mention 0-0-0 to go. This is going to be the white flag, white rag. 1 lap to go here in the season opener, the 2023. And the 161 is coming off track. I guess that was it. Checkered flag flies. Okay, so we don't have the white flag with the iRacing world, but we're going to stack them up down here for sure. That's going to give us the winner of the race. That's going to be the 161 car. Very dominating performance by Valentin. Alex Ho going to finish in P2. Richard looks like he's going to finish that 4 car in P3. Braden and Chris going to round out the top 5. And once we get all these drivers to cross the start-finish line for the final time, we'll get that timing and scoring up there and show you exactly where your driver finished in this one. Great race here at Lime Rock Park, putting on a phenomenal show with these Mazda RX-5s. Again, we made mention that everybody in the same setup throughout this one, and a couple of drivers really putting on a heck of a show up towards the front, really all the way throughout the field, action all the way around this racetrack throughout the evening, and you'll be able to see exactly where your driver finished up here. Just waiting for the final couple of drivers to cross that start-finish line for the last time, and we'll get those top 3 drivers down here to get a little word in with those drivers here as well. There we have the finishing lineup there. There's everybody's names. The 161 of Valentin coming home with the victory here tonight. Alex Ho in the 84 car finishing in 2nd. Richard in the 4 car going to be finishing 3rd. We're going to try and talk to those drivers here once we get everybody down here in the broadcast booth. And you can see where your favorite driver finished here. 34 drivers starting this one. And you can see it's been a heck of a race. 14 drivers finishing on the lead lap, and I'm very impressed with that 68 car. It's going to end up being a net gain of 17 spots gained for the 68 car. So marching up towards the front, just kind of ran out of time, unfortunately, in the 30-minute feature here. And heck of a show for the Kartplex series for sure. And we're going to see if we can talk to these top 3 drivers momentarily. So a great race here in the season opener for the 2023 Kartplex iRacing League. And these drivers going to be battling it out for 10 races here throughout the next couple of weeks, next couple of months here. And we're starting to get caught up with some of these drivers here, getting out of the cars and getting down to victory lane. And I do believe we have, in fact, caught up with Valentin, the winner here tonight. Great race, 161, very dominating between both the 161 and the 84 car. Talk to us. Great race.
Yeah, that was great. It was definitely a good race with Alex for the most time. We had a bit of incident with that car a few times, but it was definitely fun.
And it's great to kind of see. We're starting to learn some of the names, some of the drivers, some of the paint schemes here, and a little bit of the background. It's cool to see we're able to kind of take some of the real kart racing stuff and merge it in with sim racing and vice versa. Give us a little bit of a background. Where do your racing roots lie?
I started karting 2 years ago, and I started sim racing last year. And since that, I'm doing karting in the summer and sim racing in the winter mostly.
and a lot of things I personally like to ask for all our viewers watching at home. With the sim racing, the real racing, you've been doing it, just kind of getting things started. Do you see any similarities? Does the sim racing stuff help you with the kart racing?
Yeah, I would say yes. A lot of thing helps, like all the techniques you learn, all the I don't remember what it's called, but trail breaking. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. All that and everything about the apex, the racing. I think it helps a lot, both for it.
Definitely showing us how it's done here tonight, coming home with the victory. Want to give you an opportunity to thank anybody that's out there potentially watching at home, any friends, family, sponsors. Microphone's all yours.
I guess thanks all the competitors tonight. That was a great race. We do need to work on the lap cars, but outside of that, that was a pretty good race.
Absolutely entertaining the masses here on Vidane TV and coming home with the victory for the very first race of the Winter Series. Congratulations, man. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to P2. Alex Ho, very strong in that 84 car. Coming home just a little bit short. Couple of dents on that 84 car, it looks like.
Yeah, it was a great race. Just trying to follow Valentine every pass. But we had some lap traffic. Hopefully in the future, what we could do. But other than that, it was a good race. Try to recover it after that. Second place was a good start the season.
Absolutely good points day for sure, and really kind of sets the championship still a little ways off into the distance, but definitely want to get a good head start on it for sure. And Alex, I want to give you the opportunity here as well to thank anybody that may be out there watching, friends, family, sponsors, microphone, all yours.
I'd like to thank my main sponsor, Axon Driving Solutions. They provide me a rig that I could race comfortably in. Anybody want to look into the rigs that we use, head over to axon.com.
Absolutely, and we'll try and get that linked up on the Vidane TV Facebook page for anybody out there that may want to check that out as well. But that's tonight's second place finisher. Good showing for the 84 car. Alex Ho coming home with a solid finish. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't think I'm not seeing the third place finisher here. They might have already packed everything up and getting the car up and out of here. But we do have the big boss man on hand here. Didn't quite get the finish. There's a smudge on the finishing position. We won't get into that. But all in all, great showing here tonight for the Kartplex group.
Yeah, Paul, was nice to have all these people showing up today, and thank you so much for broadcasting this for us. I know a lot of people enjoy watching this. This is our first race, as you know, and I would like to thank Kartplex for helping figure this out to start with. And we have another main sponsor this time as well, BBR Karting, which has been very generous with us, and I'm looking forward for the next races.
Absolutely. Same here with us. And got to ask for anybody out there watching at home, a couple of quick questions. How do we get involved? Are you guys still looking for drivers? And if anybody wants to get out and sponsor one of these races on a Tuesday night, how do they get in touch with you?
Perfect. Yeah, we do have a Facebook page, which is Kart Canada iRacing League. So if you search for that, you're going to be able to find. We are looking for drivers for sure. We're looking mostly for kart drivers all over the planet. Obviously, the time zoning makes things a bit different, and also sim racers. Mostly, I mean, you can join from anywhere, but the prizes will be mostly in BC in Canada, so we can provide them an experience of go-karting. So trying to make the link between sim racing and go-karting, which I think is the main goal for our league.
Yeah, and I was very impressed with tonight's race here this evening. A lot of these drivers racing karts with each other on track, and it definitely showed in the sim racing. Lots of great car control. There was a lot of side by side, a little bit of trading paint action, but these drivers very comfortable with one another. So that's always cool. That puts on for great racing in both the real world and the sim world as well. But man, oh man, that's it for
Indeed.
tonight. It's just
Awesome.
about midnight here in the on the East Coast. We had a doubleheader here tonight. TCM 125 earlier on here tonight. 30 minutes of racing action here with the Kartplex iRacing League. And we'll get everything linked up over on the Vidane TV page as well. If you want to get involved as a driver, a partner, a sponsor, or even a fan, always trying to stay live and interactive here on Vidane TV. But that's going to wrap things up here for us tonight. Vidane TV's coverage, a little doubleheader action. All set. TCM tomorrow night. TCM Live, Tim's Corner Motorsports. It's going to be episode 82. Hard to think that we're into that so deep already. Thursday night, New England, Pennsylvania iRacing League comes back. Next Tuesday night, Daytona 500 action with the Liberty Racing League, and so on and so forth. Lots of racing action. Check us out on Facebook, Vidane TV. Check us out on YouTube, Vidane TV. And, well, check me out on Twitch, Strictly94. Probably going to play a little Grand Theft Auto here once this is all wrapped up. But on behalf of Vidane TV, I am Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr., Kartplex Racing League, easy enough for me to say. Signing off here at race number 1. We will catch you on the flip side. When we do, we are going to be doing it live.